got this puck in there.
All alone, he scores!
The fans are loving it. Such a special time.
Big check there. What a save.
Oh, big hit right at the blue line. Boy, did he laser one in. And a huge save. Score! From the corner. The wait is over.
We already have Minnetonka and Rosemount advanced through the Class AA quarterfinals here at the State Boys Hockey Tournament. Two more teams will join them in the first game of tonight's final session of quarterfinals. The defending champs from Moorhead against Lakeville South. Chris Long here with you, joined by Tom Chorski. Tom, Moorhead had a pretty good team last year. We talked in our little pregame meetings. They might be even better this year.
Yeah, I saw him game one, which was a long time ago against Edina at the Turkey Trot, and was blown away right away with Joey Cullen and his youthful age, but his amazing talent and the players surrounding him. They've got two Mr. Hockey candidates, and as a group they handle the puck, they carry the puck, and they put pucks into areas that most kids don't even know how to do at this age. So it's a fun team to watch.
We'll show you the AA bracket. Lakeville South was in a similar position last year, AA quarters, as the 8th seed. Actually led Moorhead 4-2 early in the second. Moorhead scored 5 unanswered to win that one, and they're going to hope to overcome that tonight as they play the first game, then Andover at 9 later. Had a thriller already. Grand Rapids and Rosemount, the 4-5 game. Grand Rapids tied this game with 30 seconds left, sent it to overtime, where 2 minutes in, Cade Sherman marches up the ice and wins it for Rosemount.
Yeah, top line moving the puck here, and this is no mistake. I mean, if you're going to score a game winner, let's make it be an exclamation mark. And I want to, hats off to Avery Hanowski, who crossed across the blue line, dropped the puck, and then intercepts the defenseman and opens it up for Cade Sherman to just wire it.
Yeah, that is an unselfish play. At Rosemount, by the way, this was the first game they played ever in the AA bracket. They were here for the Tier 2 tourney back in '92, hadn't been back since, and they christened the new victory, or the new arrival, with the victory. All right, let's switch back to this game right now as we're going to try and send another team in addition to Minnetonka and Rosemount. Here come the Moorhead Spuds, the defending champions. You mentioned it. They have 2 Mr. Hockey finalists on the same team. That is very rare. Tyden Bergeson, the captain, 27 goals this year, and Brandon Nicholson, 21 goals this year. He's a defenseman who can score an absolute ton.
Yeah, and they, like I said, they move the puck around, they buy time, they slow down, they speed up, they hit late guys. So they're a super talented team. And I saw Lakeville South play this year, and they're a nice team too. They handle the puck. They've got some skill guys. It's just gonna be a matter of, I think, some depth, because coaches can do things with changes on the fly and TV timeouts and things like that. But let's not sell Lakeville South too short. They're gonna put up a good fight.
There is Tyden Bergeson right there, the Mr. Hockey finalist, 75 points, one of 4 20-goal scorers on this team. Let's talk Lakeville South again, the guy that leads the offensive charge for them. St. Thomas-bound Carter Ernst, he has 19 goals. Then there's an X-factor, Rowan Zeal. He also is on that first line. If Lakeville South's going to win this, that first line is going to carry the way.
Yeah, and I think they've got a nice power play with that top line and the skill they have and a D1 commit. They can do some damage on the power play. They've got some poise with the puck, and they'll move it around nicely. So if Moorhead does get into some penalties, that'll give Lakeville South a shot.
Before we send it up to Jim Erickson and Ben Clymer, let's meet the Spuds and the Cougars with public address announcer Jim Carroll.
Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome to the 82nd annual Minnesota State High School League Boys Hockey Tournament. Our third AA quarterfinal features the champions of Section 1 with a record of 14-11-3, the Lakeville South Cougars. Against the champions of Section 8 with a record of 24-3-1, the Moorhead Spuds. Now let's meet the players. Begin with the Cougars senior goalie number 1, Corbin Shanley. Senior forward number 2, Tristan Lawrence. Senior forward number 3, Tristan Anderson. 9th grade forward number 4, Max Jovic. Sophomore forward number 6, Rome Zeely. Senior defenseman number 7, Gavin Lafferty. Junior forward number 8, Ashton Lawrence. Sophomore defenseman number 9, Charlie Bora. Sophomore defenseman number 10, Braden Safransky. Junior forward number 11, Colby Olson. Senior forward number 12, Caden Akin. Senior forward number 15, Carter Ernst. Senior defenseman number 19, Emmett Hartman. Junior forward number 21, Nate Nyer. Sophomore forward number 22, Justin Olson. Senior forward number 24, Calvin O'Reilly. Senior defenseman number 25, Adam Moline. Junior forward number 27, Miles Crinkey. Junior defenseman number 29, Charlie Hunt. And senior goalie number 30, Keaton LeGrand. The assistant coaches are Ben Storm and Brent Culleton. Head coach, Kurt Weber. Now, let's meet the Spuds. Junior defenseman number 2, Finn Paulson. Junior defenseman number 3, Drew Simonich. Senior defenseman number 4, Brandon Mickelson. Senior defenseman number 5, Brady Steppen. Sophomore forward number 6, Joey Cullen. Junior forward number 7, Zach Zimmerman. Senior forward number 10, Michael Herman. Junior forward number 11, Max Cullen. Senior forward number 12, George Arnold. Sophomore forward number 13, Gage Calhoun. Senior defenseman number 15, Zach Devig. Sophomore forward number 16, Noah Peterson. Junior forward number 20, Evan Warner. Senior forward number 21, Seamus Campbell. Senior forward number 23, Titan Ferguson. Junior forward number 24, Will Bagney. Sophomore defenseman number 27, Drew Corden. Sophomore forward number 28, John Grammer. Senior goalie number 30, Nolan Cook. And sophomore goalie number 31, Will Arnold. The assistant coaches are Tony Kunka and Mark Cullen. Head coach, John Ammerman. Here are tonight's game officials on the line, Joe Setram and Matt Stevens. Your referees are Jordan Crable and Joe Oberg. At this time, we ask you to please rise. Please remove your caps and join the Moorhead Band under the direction of Pam Redlinger in the playing of our national anthem.
Ready to go. It is a Thursday night at Grand Casino Arena. The AA semifinals. 2 teams in. 2 teams, 2 games to go. Moorhead back as the defending champions. Been trying to do something that hasn't been done over 10 years, and that's repeat AA.
Oh, it's awfully difficult, but they set out from day one with that being their vision. And they've had some bumps in the road. It hasn't been easy for them. Now they've got to the big stage. Persevering, making sure they maintain the attention to detail that Coach Emmerman has had all season long is going to be key. Don't overstretch yourself. On the other side, though, Lakeville is going to come out. They're going to make it awfully difficult. This is going to be a team that, you know, comes out. They're going to play fast. They're going to focus on playing ahead of the puck. A proactive hockey team for Coach Weber is what he likes when they're at their best.
Well, Lakeville South continuing their domination in Section 1 AA, returning here to the state tournament. Starting goalies being brought to you by Holiday Station Stores and Circle K.
Yeah, for the Cougars, Keith LeGrand, plenty of experience. He's athletic, and I love that he's willing to get out and play that puck. He's got great dexterity. On the other side, the sophomore Will Arnold, calm despite being a younger netminder. Be good with second chances, which have been a huge attribute to the successful teams thus far in the state tournament. Can he maintain good rebound control? Can't wait to see. It's going to be a great game 1 for Lakeville and the Moorhead Spuds on their journey to repeat.
22nd appearance for the Moorhead Spuds here at the state tournament. 10 for Lakeville South. 7 of the last 8. The only team that broke up that stretch there, could be 8 in a row, is Rochester Century John Marshall, the year that they came out of Section 1. Lakeville South, dark uniforms, white with the black shoulders and the Spuds on the front. That's Moorhead. Well documented what Moorhead went through. 8 championship games in their history, and in their 9th try last year getting that first championship. And there's one of the stars, Joey Cullen.
Pretty special event, and Joey Cullen now following in the footsteps of his grandfather, his father, his cousins, his uncle, also being part of this program. Pretty neat.
Draw in the Spud zone. Lakeville South gets to a quick shot. Arnold watching the play. It was a nice look there for Seeley. Speedy player for the Lakeville South Cougars. Moorhead now on the push. When Moorhead gets going, sometimes, I haven't seen them in person yet, but watching games, they really do get motoring, don't they? And this one goes down, icing Lakeville South.
Yeah, this is a team that can really sting you offensively and do it in a number of fashions. It's not just the top line, really all 3 lines can hurt you kind of in their own ways. The 3rd line with George Arnold centering that one's going to do it a little bit more with blunt force, real hard-nosed group. Ty Bergeson right there is he's one of the primary offensive drivers, just a huge motor for Coach Ammerman.
Colby Olson wins a clean draw for Lakeville South. Lakeville South a win over Farmington 3-1, getting them into the state tournament. Number 2 seed out of their section. They feed it right up top, and Arnold with a big save. Rebound comes right back to him. Cleared out of danger, not out of the zone. Lafferty pressures the shot wide. Lakeville South with a flurry here early on. Now the breakout for Moorhead. Max Cullen. He breaks out to the wing towards the net. Slow sliding puck. Reaching for it, Keaton LeGrand, who that name is familiar. Yeah, he was in the state tournament last year, but was backstopping for St. Cloud Cathedral in the Class A championship game. Right back to work, Zach Zimmerman.
What a pass there across the top of the goal crease by Zimmerman. As things open up, you have to favor the Spuds. If things are a little bit more tight checking, more structure based. I like Lakeville's chances so far. Lakeville with some nice opportunities. Maybe none better than this. Impressed with the poise of the sophomore netminder Arnold. You know, stuck down on that goal crease there when the defenseman comes down, labels one high on the blocker side. He wears that on his shoulder nicely.
Got the Arnold brothers on this year's Moorhead team. Of course, last year, Charlie Stensham, the state champion goalie for Moorhead, he's moved on. Will Arnold has won state titles at some of the other levels. All of the youth level success that this Moorhead program has had in recent years, and Will Arnold's been a part of that. He has just made the progression up to the varsity team. Working it in and around, wraparound attempt by Campbell. Again, Drew Simonich is playing. He was injured day by day, but was healthy to go here today and was announced and is in the lineup here tonight.
Great to see for Spuds fans having him available for some activity.
Joey Cullen circles back. He's the sophomore. That's Matt's kid. Gives it up, and a left side shot. Seeley, a steal and a look there for Lakeville South. And Ernst, you got to talk about Carter Ernst and all that he has done.
Just a competitive kid. He snakes this one down all on his own accord. Tests the netminder again, high to the short side there. Love what the defense was able to do in front of Arnold there. And what I mean by that is just angle. If you're already in a basically between a rock and a hard place, back in, try to move it laterally the best you can so your netminder can come out. Real late change here. Surprised they're going to allow the defense, excuse me, the forwards off for the Spuds.
Carter Ernst taking the draw. Future St. Thomas Tommy out in the middle. Quick shot by Zeeley. Oh, what a big hit. Crunching hit along the near side. Meanwhile, Moorhead gets going back the other way. Up to the right side. Shot deflected wide. That was Charlie Hunst. Wow.
Charlie Hunst is a guy with a big personality, but I'm not sure his personality is as big as this hit. Little looking over your shoulder, they call that a suicide pass for good reason. Stepping on the train tracks without a ticket. Wow.
Well, Hunst is 6'3", 185. And he used his size there.
And he kept the shoulder, compact. His elbow was down. That was a big, ferocious hit, but very clean.
Joey Cullen pirouetting into the offensive zone, up to the near side shot. LeGrand back behind him. Moorhead getting a couple of good chances, getting that puck in the scoring areas. Joey Cullen has it back again. Hesitates. Leaves it up to Drew Simonich, as we mentioned, in the lineup. There was a question earlier if he would be shot wide, and that rolls and slides out. And it'll be Simonich, the 5'10" junior. Brother Joey played in the tournament 3 years ago for the Spuds. Drew Corton bouncing in towards the Lakeville South net. Now they'll be able to break it out, but Frankie will have to dump it in so they get a change. Strong shifts here for Moorhead the last couple of times around.
Yeah, they've spread the neutral zone. Instead of going vertically, the width of the rink, posting up wingers on the blue line, trying to get access that way as we take a look at a puck that was deflected, then collected for a rebound. All of that done by John Grammer. Nice job heading to that net, making it difficult on Keaton LeGrand.
LeGrand, one shutout on the season. His season high was the 34 save performance against Minnetonka. That was a 6-3 loss. But in his last 5 starts, LeGrand 4-1-0, 1.62 goals against, 936 save percentage. Went over 1,000 career saves here earlier this year. And obviously he needs to play a big role here for Lakeville South against this Moorhead attack.
Well, he just needs to continue to be the Keaton LeGrand that we've seen all season long. Sometimes I think in these big games, that's the hardest thing. Right. We talked about players keeping it simple, and that does not exclude goaltenders. You don't want to all of a sudden start challenging too much. Play with the core fundamentals that got you here. And you see it so often with the forwards trying to just do that extra move to get around a defender. That extra move ends in a turnover, and that turnover can end up in your net.
Mr. Hockey finalist Brandon Mickelson. Moorhead has 2 of them. He shoots it in. LeGrand deflects it, and off the side of that Lakeville South cage. Back up the center. Zach Devig, 3-year player. 3rd year on the varsity, seeing state tournament action here. Moorhead did not come in 24. That was Elk River coming out of Section 8 AA. And then the championship last year, Lakeville South on the attack, making the move to the outside. Max Jovic moved up from JV. Just a freshman. He's a played most of the season on JV. Then early February he finds himself on varsity and now on the top line in the state tournament.
Yeah, riding shotgun with Carter Ernst. It's been an unbelievable progression in his young high school career.
Not a bad wingman.
But I think we're saying, you know, how selfless Kobe
Puck
Olsen
comes
was.
free. Attack to the net, right in on LeGrand, but he stands his ground.
Wow, what a burst there.
Tyden Ferguson, another one of them. Two Mr. Hockey candidates, Ferguson and Mickelson. And Ferguson heading to Augustana, second Augustana recruit commit that we have seen here today in Class AA as Moorhead goes back playing with a lot of speed. What's the fastest way to move that puck down the ice? Passing, right? Boy, they're good at it.
I mean, I think we saw that in some of the previous games. That great puck movement can certainly cause fits for the opposition. Something we saw Max Aronson do in our first game as well as anybody thus far for the Minnetonka Skippers. Great pass from below the goal line. And one of their goals in particular.
Gavin Lafferty out to center, brought right back in again by the Spud, spinning around Evan Warner. Centering pass, open net, and swinging and missing. It ends up in on LeGrand. Close there, John Grammer, but no cigar. We are scoreless.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on, savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Make memories that will last a lifetime when you call Carousel Travel and allow us to plan your next vacation. Experience the wonder of an African safari, the natural beauty of an Alaskan cruise, a tropical adventure in Hawaii, or simply let us know where you want to go. Carousel Travel can customize your getaway anywhere in the world. From flights and lodging to tours and dining, all you'll have to do is pack and enjoy. Call Carousel Travel today.
If you have an aging parent and a full calendar like I do, then consider calling Synergy Home Care. Synergy Home Care is there for my mom when I can't be. They make sure mom gets all her meds, that she gets a nutritious meal, and that she's clean and comfortable. They even take her to doctor's appointments if I need the help. With Synergy Home Care, mom gets what she needs, and I get what I need. To just be her daughter. Call Synergy Home Care today.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by Ugly Deck. Make your life beautiful with a new maintenance-free deck. Have it installed or go DIY with a free coach. Uglydeck.com. Beauty, eh?
Well, let's take a look at the past champions. Brought to you by Summit Mortgage. Generations of hometown families. One trusted mortgage partner.
You see Moorhead there after so many years of being the bridesmaid.
You got to go back just a little bit. If that list would go a little bit longer, if we had a longer screen here, we would see where Edina went back-to-back, 14 and 2015. Last team to go back-to-back in AA. Moorhead's trying to do that, and they're coming in as the #2 seed. So, you know, you got to think they're going to have that chance. Lakeville South, though, here in the quarterfinals, standing in their way.
Right now, pretty even game going back and forth. A few more opportunities going the Spud's direction, but keeping has certainly been special in that net.
Another nice physical play there by the Cougars, but a turnover out in front. Backhand shovel by Max Collins. Save LeGrand.
Max Collins go to the backhand, trying to increase his angle as a big hit was laid on him. First, Gavin Lafferty effectively just shoulders him out. That's going to be a big key for the Cougars. Playing physical on the Cullen, Ferguson, Warner, Zimmerman. Trying to make sure if they're going to get shots, if they're going to get into scoring areas, they're going to have to pay a price in order to do so.
Grammer takes a draw. Joey Cullen tracks it down. Picked up. Warner back up to the point. Off of LeGrand. Relentless forecheck here by Moorhead to the corner. And Lakeville South able to tip it up and out off the stick of Tristan Lawrence. The Lawrence brothers on this Lakeville South team. Back in, resetting. Lakeville South Cougars. Their acting head coach Kurt Weber coached the girls. And then when needed to take over the boys team here late in the season, he did. He stepped up. Of course, he was a head coach for the boys team in the past. He did coach in the state tournament as the boys coach for Lakeville South. So, you know, really not new territory for him. Just a lot of new names and faces he had to learn quickly.
I thought it was very insightful when he was talking about how he went about, you know, asking for access. I didn't want to impede on anything. Took his time in coming in and making some of the changes, and he did it in a very respectful way.
Race for the puck. Here comes Arnold. Wins that race all the way to almost outside the circle.
O'Reilly just buzzing right there.
That's an aggressive play by the goaltender.
Well, we said he'll play the puck. Love it when they get out and do that.
So bounce back here to the Spud zone. Finn Paulson. He stepped up and saw extra minutes when Drew Simonich got hurt. And that certainly has helped his development. And we'll see more time probably in the state tournament because of that. Not as much as before with Simonich's return, but certainly
he earned
good
a lot
experience.
Of trust from Coach Ammerman during that process because he was playing up, you know, a rung on the depth chart. Was able to do so in fine fashion.
And it is Paulson who goes back to get it. Up and out by Brady Steffen and ends up being out of play. We have 7:08 left to go in the first period. We are scoreless, and there goes Will Arnold on a bit of a skate.
Yeah, he was committed. You know, if you're going to go, worst thing you can do is go halfway. You're going to get caught, and it's going to look pretty silly. I give the sophomore a lot of credit there.
Probably the worst thing you can do is stop.
Correct. I mean, you might as well go full poke check. Just try to hoist it, you know, by the forechecking player. But there again, you know, playing the puck.
Ferguson, backhand pass through neutral, didn't connect. Mickelson has it. Mickelson finds Ferguson, comes in with a backhand through the crease. Just wide, rebound Mickelson in the corner, back to the right side. Right on the money by Zimmerman.
And all this predicated out of a neutral zone turnover by Lakeville South. That's exactly why you want to have great puck protection, puck management through the neutral zone, because if they pounce on the turnover, they get a first scoring chance. But then all of a sudden, the offense can start churning.
Zimmerman, 4 goals. Nice move, skating in. Max Collins centering pass. Looking for Zimmerman. 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points in last year's tournament. 6:15 left first period. Working again, Max Cullen. Brother Will injured and not playing here in the state tournament. He's out. So we could have 3 Cullens in there. Right now we have 2. Moving it up high, Brandon Mickelson. Back into the corner, Mickelson gets it again. He had a 5-point state tournament shot from the point. Block, turnaround shot, that's blocked. Another attempt, backhand attempt. Zimmerman in on LeGrand, who's very poised. You can see his experience in big games. He is not bothered by all the commotion around his net here in the Cougar zone.
Well, and here's the turnover we talked about that really queued up the offense for the Spud. Ferguson almost able to collect this on his backhand. He's trying to get the goalie to go down. As soon as he does that, then he's trying to go laterally. Right now, cue the lateral to the backhand, but just enough of an impediment of his ability to control that puck. Stop that backhand goal.
Ferguson, Mr. Hockey Augustana, 5-game goal streak, goals in 10 of his last 11. Moorhead beat Elk River in the section championship 5-1. Lakeville South in their zone. Charles Boroff. Try and pause there for a moment behind their net, but Joey Cullen breathing down their neck. Cleared and icing.
Take a look at our 2026 Mr. Hockey finalists. Obviously Mickelson, as you made mention of, Ferguson as well, joined by some other tournament players. You saw Hallinan yesterday. We're going to see Tucker Johnson later this evening. Pretty special group of young men trying to capture what is a pretty proud prize in Minnesota hockey history.
Rogers Royals have 2 players in there as well. They were the #1 seed in Section 6AA, but they got upset by Wayzata in the semifinals. That's we saw a lot of movement in the sections in the 2-year cycle here this year. Shot from the blue line, hits a leg, goes back in the corner. Ferguson again for Moorhead, pushes it for Zach Zimmerman, who was a center last year for the state tournament team. The former Maverick at Mankato. Lakeville South in and grazes the post. Carter Ernst, rebound Moorhead. And they look up. Max Cullen to the middle. To the slot shot. Scores! Pipe on one end for Lakeville South. And Max Cullen on the other end. Goal 26 on the season. 1-0 Spuds.
After a great chance for the Cougars that rings out the post. Cullen's going to collect. Now notice, left-handed player cuts, and he could shoot all the way across the slot, forcing the netminder to shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And in doing so, he's going to drop that glove just enough when he's going down. Cullen goes back against the grain. Heck of a shot here for the talented junior that's heading to UMD. For all the kids at home, when you're on your offside, you have that puck with speed, the defense are having to respect that speed, and you go lateral, all of a sudden you can make it awfully difficult on the defenders. One of the reasons that Alex Ovechkin, a right-handed player, plays left wing for the Washington Capitals.
Goals in 8 of his last 9 now, and a 4-game goal streak. They go right back to work. And a shot wide. Up to the point. Moorhead. The Spuds right now relentless. Joey Cullen's line out there. He skates on rails sometimes, doesn't he? I mean,
he's a truly dynamic young player.
Pushing it up ahead. Lakeville South trying to get that puck in deep with Tristan Lawrence. He did momentarily up to the line. They hold the zone. And Michael Herman for the Spuds. Pushes it up ahead into the zone. Stopping there is Warner into the crease and scooped up by that big glove of Team LeGrand.
Yeah, that shot by Herman, just getting that shot off. But again, LeGrand stands tall here as Warner just slips around that last check. Impressive backhand in on that centering feed. Not easy to do. Warner Jr. has been lighting it up this year. 40 points season to date. Big face-off here for the big shift for Lakeville South. The momentum is clearly shifted. Top line out there right now, trying to keep down in the Spuds defensive zone. See if they can't cycle a time or two, establish some zone time.
That Max Cullen goal, he's centering the line here unassisted, 12:29. Lakeville South getting to the puck. Pass all the way down icing. Missed everybody along that far side.
With Tria by your side, your body can do amazing things.
Lakeville South 14-11-3. 3 wins in the sections. That means they went to the section playoffs 11-11-3. But again, South Suburban, tough conference, a lot of good teams in that conference. They earned the 2nd seed in their section and able to beat Farmington to get here to the state tournament. Farmington had a great year as well, as did Rosemont, those teams on that side of town.
You know, in these high school seasons, there's obviously ebb and flow, peaks and valleys of these teams play. However, this is the time for a peak, and I think you saw that with Gentry, for instance, catching fire, tipping Hill Murray, beating White Bear Lake, getting to the tournament, representing themselves nicely. Lakeville not that dissimilar in the fact that they play their best hockey when it matters the most. Great call by the official there. Fractionally offside, but an unbelievable on-the-button call, even though Mickelson hates it. That was a great one there.
The slight bump on Max Cullen slowed the whole play up, and that is what created the offside.
Well, and to have the confidence to step up, create that bump on the blue line takes a lot.
Brings the face-off outside of the zone. Won again here by Moorhead. Again, something we talked a lot about last year's tournament is how John Ammerman and his staff, how they mix up their lines throughout the game. Those top lines, a lot of time you'll see them jumbled up as the game goes along. Looking for matchups, looking for different players, skating with different players, right, Ben? Just looking for different combos.
Combos are hard to come by. You know, something that's, you saw Matt Cullen do a lot last year was, you know, go unorthodox, go Jacques Lemaire, which causes shudders up some players' spine, but, you know, wanted to reward the players that were going on a given night. Obviously, with his level of expertise, I think being given a wide berth to operate in.
Calvin O'Reilly tried to make a move. Joey Cullen brings it across. That's offside again.
Yeah, key for players at home is be predictable on the blue lines. You start doing the jitterbug of the blue lines, your team's going to go offside a lot. This is something I like. Adam Moline, the defenseman, wins his battle, moves it up the wall, and activates for the Cougars. Fortunately, that one rolls just before he's going to shoot it. It goes up over the net of Arnold.
Battle for that puck. Joey Cullen gets to it. He did miss some time because of an injury. Returned on February 10th. Mentioned Will Cullen is unavailable here for the Spuds.
And Joey Cullen breaking a bone against the Skippers of Minnetonka. Missed some time. Came back but didn't miss a beat. Skating, well, he had to let that injury heal.
Might be wondering how they did against the Skippers. It was a 4-2 Skipper victory. Hey fans, you tune in to 45 TV's broadcast the state hockey tournament here during the weekend, and you can find out how much you can save at the pump with Minnoco Rewards. Minnoco Fuel Saving Frenzy. Carter Ernst out to center this line, the senior. 20 points in his last 8 games for Carter Ernst. 7 points in the section playoffs. Clean face-off win there. Future Tommy at St. Thomas, UST. Puck in on Arnold, makes a save. And then Bergeson breaks it out all the way through. Lost it right at the blue line. Cougars get it there. Lose it right back to Max Cullen. And then Cougars play at the neutral and back in the opposite side. For Lakeville South. Mickelson just swinging around.
Yeah,
waiting
pitches
for
that one behind the net.
Zach Devig waiting for it. Now it does come free. His first period went pretty quickly. Under a minute left to go. Ferguson on the charge, and that's off of LeGrand.
Thought he was going to move that across to Zimmerman, as did Keaton LeGrand.
That might be an accidental save there. Was LeGrand expecting the pass, and it still got him. Knocked it away from the net.
Yeah, LeGrand was expecting. He was notably off the strong side post, starting to push to challenge Zimmerman.
Nice move from Zimmerman. Over to Mickelson. To the near side, Bergeson.
Surprised that Mickelson passed that puck as he was going right down the slot and moved it out to a steeper shooting angle.
Zimmerman again a shot. Saved this time by LeGrand. Lakeville South trying to answer. They come across. They are offside here with 14-4 left.
And look at Bergeson. And see, Keaton LeGrand was starting to move. That's exactly what I was talking about. Now watch this. Right when the shot's going to release, he's already pushed his right inside edge into the ice, moving across. Probably the right call by Bergeson to shoot that. Unfortunately, it didn't go in, but it felt like a pass all the way situation.
Drew Simonich starts it up through center, a little too far. Cougars trapped in their end. They're going to get the horn. And the end of period one. Moorhead, the unassisted goal by Max Cullen, is 26th of the season at 12:29, the only goal of the period.
Minnesota born and raised. Every time I get to wear this jersey, it's a representation of everyone that played a role that impacted me in my hockey career.
All right, 1-0 score. Ben, quick thoughts on what you saw here in the opening 17 minutes.
Yeah, Arnold had a couple of big saves, backstopping the Spuds, but really the Spuds offense turned on after about the 5 or 7 minute mark of this period. They started to really hem the Cougars in on the defensive side of center. I thought Keith LeGrand played quite well. They just need to make sure they protect the house, protect that slot area, because at times the Spuds were starting to find an access point in there. Good speed in this one all period long.
Good physical game, cleanly played, no penalties. Moorhead leads it 1-0 over Lakeville South here in the quarterfinals. Chris Long and Tom Chorsky downstairs when we come back here in the first intermission on 45 TV.
The game doesn't just happen in front of you. It comes at you from every angle.
New from NHL Sense Arena. Dangle Pro with full ice scanning.
Train smarter, play faster.
A trip to Madden's is more than a getaway. It's a journey back to what truly matters. Here, genuine hospitality brings families back together, creating bonds that last a lifetime. Whether it's the thrill of jumping in, the excitement of a perfect shot, or the laughter shared around a campfire, every experience reconnects you with what you cherish most. Make the most of every moment at Madden's on Gull Lake. Experiences that bring you back.
Grandma, Grandpa.
Well, Jakey, we're so glad you're here.
That's right. Nothing's more important than family. Family bonds last a lifetime. Just like your by-the-yard 88-inch oval table. The highest quality HDPE furniture on the market. 4 gliders, 2 loungers, 2 ottomans, a portable bar, 2 fire tables, and most importantly, it's comfortable enough to fit the whole family.
And nothing's more important than family.
You got that right, Grandma. Family bonds last a lifetime, just like by-the-yard.
Lake County's on the range, nature's rhythm, center stage. Lake County, USA, nature's rhythm, center stage. All right.
Step into Hammernix, where flooring meets family values. We feature premium wool carpet that's soft, beautiful, and allergy-friendly, perfect for every member of your home.
Plus, we carry beautiful hardwood flooring that brings timeless style to any room or office.
Choices for every lifestyle, every family, and every budget. This is the store for you.
Naturally.
Hammernix, flooring for all walks of life.
45 TV. Hockey fans, you probably don't need the introduction, but I will introduce Phil Housley, NHL legend and member of the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame and the Hockey Hall of Fame. Phil, what did it mean back in 2004 when you were inducted into the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame up in Evelyn?
Well, it was quite humbling to get that call in 2004. So proud to represent the red, white, and blue, and the guys like Johnny Masich that came before me and opened a lot of doors for all our generation of players, and certainly the sacrifices of your family to allow you to do what you want to do for your love of the game and playing hockey, but humbling and very fortunate, very proud.
When you look back, how do you reflect on, playing in state hockey tournaments, playing for the U.S. in the Olympics, and having an incredible career in the National Hockey League?
Well, I think, first of all, playing in the state tournament back in the Civic Center, I used to grow up watching Met Center move to Civic Center. Now it's at the Grand Casino, but I wish every kid could experience that moment. To be able to be in that type of atmosphere. National teams, Olympic, what an incredible, very proud to wear that red, white, and blue jersey. It was just an awesome experience. And just NHL career, I just was lucky enough to survive 21 years.
What kind of encouragement or words of advice can you give to young hockey players, boys and girls who, maybe they want to get to the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame someday?
Simply have fun. You have to enjoy what you're doing. I don't care what sport you play. If it's hockey, great. But if it's other sports, great. But try to play more sports than just one and enjoy it and experience it. You'll know when you feel what sport is yours when you get to that point.
Phil, thanks so much for your time. And for more information on the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame and Museum, go to their website, ushockeyhall.com.
Buy appliances at or even below cost during Warner Stellian's Real Deal Clearance starting this weekend. Look for this yellow tag on tons of new, fully warranted floor models, closeouts, and scratched and dented refrigerators, washers and dryers, and much more. On top of yellow tag markdowns, you can save $50 to $500 on each appliance for over $4,000 in extra savings. This store-wide clearance sale starts this weekend, and the deals are extreme. Only at Warner Stellian.
I'm Aiden Helene, Director of Community Relations here at the Welshire. If you have a loved one who's currently in need of memory care, or if you're already in a memory care facility and are unsatisfied with their standards of care, I strongly encourage you to come and see the Welshire in action. Here at the Welshire, we promise that your loved one will live with pride and dignity throughout the disease process. At both of our campuses in Medina and Bloomington, we offer 24/7 nursing, a robust activities team that goes 7 days a week, and we're also a family-owned company. We treat our employees like family because they are. Again, if you are looking for a memory care community to better fit the needs of your loved one, you owe it to them to come and see the Welshire Promise in action. Come visit me today by scheduling a tour at www.welshiremn.com.
10 seasons, an entire decade. Feels like forever.
Minnesota welcomes Major League Soccer.
And yet it feels like a flash, filled with moments that united us.
The first of its kind in Minnesota.
And memories that will last a lifetime. Now, a new era awaits. Let the next decade begin.
Minnesota United versus Seattle, March 22nd at 1:30, presented by SeatGeek.
Getting a beautiful deck is easy with uglydeck.com. I just sit back and let them do the work. Whoa, 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 whoa. What if I want to roll up my sleeves and do the work myself? With uglydeck.com, you can build your way. Go hands-on with a free DIY coach and help with footings and ledger. Or go hands-off with the full crew. So whatever you decide, you'll get years of maintenance-free relaxation with the deck from uglydeck.com. Right now, get summer savings up to $2,000 off a new deck. Go to uglydeck.com today.
Work and life can be stressful enough. Your commute doesn't have to be. Step on and let us take care of the rest. Relax. Recharge. Arrive refreshed. Arrowhead Transit, your daily escape awaits.
Or to learn more. The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by South Dakota State University, where Minnesota residents receive in-state tuition.
Defending champs Moorhead up on Lakeville South, 1-0. Chris Long, Tom Chorsky. You like what you saw at Lakeville South in that first period?
I did. Early, they had scoring chances. Ernst is winning face-offs. They were more physical team. You know, Moorhead wants to play a skill game and kind of a run-and-gun game, and I thought Lakeville did a good job of stepping in front of that and you know, they did have the more zone time, and Moorhead's going to be a threat throughout the game, but so far it's only 1-0, and if Lakeville gets the next one, it's a toss-up.
And we've been talking pretty much since Moorhead left the ice last year about the talent level they have on this team. It's certainly been on display. That's a hard team to do what Lakeville South has done.
Precisely, and even on the goal, it was executed so well. I mean, Titan Ferguson goes to the net, so the defenseman has to stay with him, and that gives Max Cullen room to walk into the middle, and they 2-on-1 that other D, and the other D gets caught in no man's land, and Max buries it.
Goalies were carrying the way early on. Will Arnold for Moorhead, 5 saves, doing everything he could be asked.
Yeah, these are the chances I talked about early. You know, there's one could have gone high, and this was even, I thought this one was going to be a goal, but hits him, and Arnold hangs in there.
On the other end, Keaton LeGrand, good aggressive poke check.
Yeah, Moorhead took it to the net a few times and cut across, and here you see him make a double leg save. So LeGrand doing a nice job as well. Here's that play that where Cullen comes across, and he has just enough time, and when he's moving across, you know, LeGrand doesn't know exactly where is he going to go, far side, short side, between the legs, and Cullen just zings it right over his shoulder.
Well, and sometimes you just have to chalk it up, but that's just hockey. To begin that rush, Lakeville South had hit a crossbar. Max Cullen heads down.
Yeah, another good point.
Fires it in for the 1-0 lead. Tourney stats are brought to you by 7th Avenue Pizza, locally owned pub-style frozen pizza, perfect for hockey night and every night. Second period coming up.
At OMC, we love hockey. We see all kinds of different athletes. We're looking at athletes that are in groups, teams, associations, anyone that wants to get better, stronger, faster, or just improve their skating ability. Come check us out. You'll find out what we're all about.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by Tria Orthopedics. With Tria by your side, your body can do amazing things.
Getting ready for the second period, 1-0 Moorhead here.
Tournament director for the boys hockey tournament, Minnesota State High School League, is Bob Madison. Bob, welcome back upstairs. Always great to have you. We like to talk about the growth of the tournament, growth of the game, and you know we're Class AA here tonight, but what about the growth in Class A? You're seeing a lot of that right now, aren't you, Bob?
Yeah, what a great testament to that class of hockey yesterday. Attendance was up about 2,000 from a year ago. We went to reserve seating, which you probably saw from up here. Looks great, and it just promotes what that game looks like, and from all parts of the state. Right? Just fun to see what that talent of hockey looks like.
What do you think some of the major drivers of that growth is? Because this is something you guys have been working on for a while. The product on the ice is outstanding.
Well, I give our high school coaches a ton of credit for that. Right, the communities are there. I think the appetite is there, but they need someone teaching, you know, what is the right way to build a program. And you're in Minnesota, you got to have that hockey program, and they're just a big part of making sure that success occurs.
Along with reserve seating, another change here, just the order of games with that 1 versus 8 and 4 versus 5 earlier in the day, morning and afternoon.
Yeah, spot on, Jim. So it's the second year that we're seeding 1 to 8. So why not play 1 and 8 right away? Give an advantage to that 1 seed to have that day done, enjoy the rest of the day, get some rest. Then you go to the 4-5. Right now we're seeing the 2-7. We'll finish with the 3-6, which should be another good contest.
All right, Bob, always great to see you. We're ready for a big second period. This looks like a big-time tussle, and we got another game yet to go tonight. Enjoy.
Very good. Thanks for all your work.
Thanks for the great work you guys do. The Minnesota State High School League putting on the State High School Hockey Tournament. This is tournament number 82. And Moorhead has a 1-0 lead. And we are underway. Puck is down. Moorhead in the white dark uniforms, Lakeville South. Moorhead has a 1-0 lead. No penalties in that first period. This comes in offside. That'll allow Lakeville South go back, reset. Gavin Lafferty, brother Tyler, played in 3 tournaments for this Lakeville South team. Lafferty's got it back. Poked in. Nobody can touch it for Moorhead. Lafferty again. Makes his way. Sends one through the wickets. And Moorhead tries that far side. A slide tip in from the blue line there by Ferguson.
Yeah, LeGrand wanted to hold on to that puck. I think it just had so much spin it started to shimmy away from him.
Ferguson up to Devig. Over to Mickelson. Mickelson, defenseman, points in 27 of 28 games. He's at that far side point. And he's a very offensive player, but Coach Ammerman said he's really improved his defense, Brandon Mickelson.
A lot of defense is playing without the puck as he's just
look at his move.
Dissecting the defense here.
Shot, LeGrand save, and then he had the poke check to free that puck up, get it to a teammate so they can ice it, not a danger.
Yeah, the Cougars just happy here after this. Watch this. Power turn out of an escape move, crossovers, building the speed. Laterally, that's similar to what we saw Cullen do when he was successful. Left-hander skating off the right boards, head up, looking for that lane to fire.
Here in the Lakeville South zone, Charles Boroff, sophomore. Back out to the neutral zone. Drew Corton, 4 assists in the section quarterfinal. Corton related to some of the Lakeville South connections, the Lutkes. He's cousins with Tanner and Griffin Lutke. You know, Tanner right now is with Minnesota, and Griffin playing the Omaha Mavericks. And you know, it's Will Corton for Lakeville South. He's related to them as well. So some connections here for him and the team they're playing here in the Lakeville South Cougars. For Drew Corton, defenseman for Moorhead. And he's got the puck. Takes it back behind his own net.
Ooh, nice breakout on his backhand there. Tanner Lutke and the rest of the Gophers are going to have their hands full this weekend in Michigan.
Left side still regular season for them. Big Ten changed their playoff format. All single games beginning Wednesday of next week.
Busy week for everyone but the top seed.
Joey Cullen, left side shot. LeGrand save. Big cover.
LeGrand's calm amongst the chaos there in front of him as he controlled that rebound. Watch this. Stretching the zone laterally. Awfully difficult for the defense there to step up when you've got speed coming at you. from the next level. Great addition. See Brandon Nicholson right there.
You talked about Keaton LeGrand and how calm he is. Corbin Shanley's the backup here tonight. He started and won the quarterfinal game in the sections, and then LeGrand in the semis and finals. And acting coach Kurt Weber going here in the state tournament with a trickling puck through the crease just wide as Zimmerman tried the pass and it just missed.
Lafferty just able to control that enough to stick one out of. Slowly winding its way into their net.
I was going to say that the Lakeville South Cougars going with the state tournament experience of Keaton LeGrand. He's made 12 saves on 13 shots. Shots are 13-5. Puck came free again to Zach Zimmerman, and he slings it off the end wall.
This was really starting to win puck battles at a rate much higher than 50-50.
Off the wall, up to Carter Ernst.
The Cougars resorted to literally stretching to try to get a change as seeing Mickelson wind this thing up again.
They get back going. Here he comes in, brings it to the forehand. Mickelson in on LeGrand, ready for it for the save and freeze of play.
I'll show you this close call. Yeah, I mean, great job taking the lane away, but from above, you could see that there was some urgency to get control of that puck. And here's Mickelson coming in on his backhand, shuffles to the forehand. No space really available for him on that one with LeGrand in solid position.
George Arnold, Will Arnold's brother, getting the draw here, but it's Lakeville South getting it up here to center. And right back in are the Cougars, but Moorhead able to track it down. They go rink wide. Backing up is Drew Porton.
Right now, a lot of depth difference between F1 and F2 for the Cougars. And Moorhead is slow on their breakout, not quite a set breakout, but a delayed start, I would call it.
Braden Safransky having some trouble taking it back. It's a turnover. It's a shot just wide for Moorhead. Enwall Karam. Gordon got that shot, picked off the puck, and now he's got it again at the far point. Swept around the Michael Herman, George Arnold, Seamus Campbell line. Forechecking line here and out of play into the penalty box area.
Great developing play there for the Spuds and open it up from a neutral zone transition with speed. Fortunate for the Cougars, they maintain an inside position there as you see Moline and company.
Only blemishes on their record and schedule this season for the Spuds. The 2 losses, the 1 tie. The tie, St. Thomas Academy. The losses to Minnetonka and Rogers. All highly ranked teams. Joey Cullen had it tipped away. Here's the speed of Colby Olson. He sprints past and gets a shot in, and Will Arnold, who hasn't seen the puck much here in the second period, covers up.
Well, you made mention earlier of Max Jovic, and Max Jovic came up as a freshman. Colby Olson was playing that spot. And we talked earlier about sometimes you got first-line players on lines down the chart. That's the case with Colby Olson. Showed character, though, being able to move off that top line with Ernst and C-League, trying to do what's best for the team. And he immediately embraced Jovic, trying to help create a sense of, welcoming culture for the young player, make it comfortable. Wanted to make sure that this team remained cohesive, which, not a lot of juniors would do at times.
No,
say, hey, somebody moved my cheese, and I'm going to be upset about it. Colby Olson having, the mental fortitude and the team first mentality to be able to see through a lot of those struggles.
Somebody takes my job, I'm not sitting down having coffee with them. Right?
Yep, it's sports are different in that regard, and a great trait that he was able to exhibit.
And for Colby Olson, Coach Kurt Weber kind of called him his Swiss Army knife guy. As an unsung hero, Swiss Army knife, he'll do whatever. So he was up on a wing, up on that top line, and now he's centering Krinky and Nyer as here come the Cougars, and again it ends up in Arnold's glove.
Yeah, that top line's out there right now is looking at Rowan Zealy. He and Ernst and Jovic building speed through the neutral zone. Look at Ernst here buzzing. Strong gap by Mickelson for the Spud, standing up, keeping Zealy a touch flat-footed. If he was a number of steps back, Zealy's going to attack more before he releases.
Zealy comes in with a draw, but it's Moorhead with the win off of that face-off. Tied in Ferguson. Max Cullen in face-offs. He's an over 60% face-off man and guy and center here for the Moorhead Spuds.
Yeah, possession certainly matters. We talked about that in the Minnetonka game when they were tremendously successful in the face-off circle in period number 1. That helped aid their shot discrepancy we saw all throughout that morning victory.
Devig up and over for Max Cullen. Again, just to kind of keep them track, Matt's kids, Joey and Brooks, and then Mark's sons, Max and Will. Of course, Brooks played on last year's team. He's at the Fargo Force and will be a gopher next year. Oh, what a move, dancing through and upended into the corner. And that's a defenseman.
A defenseman, Mickelson, putting on a real clinic. He wants a power play for this pull down as he goes outside, inside, and then tries to get to his backhand. Yeah, he's probably just in his unhappiness, and it's going to be Gavin Lafferty who comes in to try to help his defense partner there, just trying to keep that stick, you know, in a position where he couldn't play the puck.
Joey Cullen, he comes to the middle, creates, save, up in the air, still free.
Special cut there by Joey Cullen off the boards. Not easy to do as a sophomore.
Joey's got it back, distributes, moves it, hands it off there to Warner. That line, that top line, 174 points. Warner, Cullen, and Ferguson here for the Spuds. They cycle, shot by Warner through the slot. Joey Cullen trying to track it down there. Cougars able to push it out to center. Race for it into the Moorhead zone. Horton is the one who goes back to get it. Flings it off the glass, back up to the Lakeville South line, and Warner almost tipped it past the defender.
Yeah, dangerous play there. Good that he was able to collect that puck as Warner was trying to tip it through his wickets.
Joey Cullen again, through the legs, spin, squares up, pass, defended, up the wall, and then punch to the blue line. That'll be a hand pass.
The Spuds starting to build some offensive zone time. Joey Cullen sparkling through traffic here with a great shot, but LeGrand up to the task.
How do you keep it fresh for these fans?
Where did the ideas come from?
You guys are unbelievable. Are you kidding me?
St. Paul made baseball fun again.
St. Paul Saints!
Make memories that will last a lifetime when you call Carousel Travel and allow us to plan your next vacation. Experience the wonder of an African safari, the natural beauty of an Alaskan cruise, a tropical adventure in Hawaii, or simply let us know where you want to go. Carousel Travel can customize your getaway anywhere in the world. From flights and lodging to tours and dining, all you'll have to do is pack and enjoy. Call Carousel Travel today.
When you arrive ready for something good, you'll leave connected to something greater. Marquette University.
If you're wondering why I'm at Raising Cane's, it's because Fan Cam is now Cane's Cam. Plus, I'm hungry.
Cane's Cam. His hats are out. The Dr. Chuck Ells hats. Not only is he a doctor, he also makes hats in his spare time. Gorgie and I last night were talking about the Texas toast. Moorhead fans down low near the glass.
This Moorhead team traveled a lot this year.
They always do.
They spent more time in the hotel they had in some years, playing more back-to-backs. It felt like a college-style season for them this year. And many of their losses, I mean, they only had 3, mind you, came on the back half of that back-to-back, which probably good coming into a tournament like this, getting used to playing, you know, night after night.
Yeah.
Not something you see in high school, except for maybe the Christmas or Thanksgiving tournaments.
Yeah, those 8-team Christmas tournaments or round robins. We played 3 days in a row. That's what happens here at the state hockey tournament. You know, they did the Schwann's Cup. That was another thing too, where it was, you know, there were games here, as I recall, and kind of gave those teams that wanted to come to the state tournament, wanted to come here, the Grand Casino Arena, a chance to kind of get that feel and get their feet wet, know what it's like. 3 days, 3 games. Tipped in from neutral. 8:40 left second period. We're nearing the midway mark of the game.
Been a quiet period for Will Arnold.
Call it. Joey. You got to get bodies on him, right? Even then, he finds a way to create space.
Young, but Lafferty had all he could, you know, have his hands full. You just got to make sure you don't look down at that puck, look at that sternum, and try to make contact early.
There's Carter Ernst. Gets it across. They can't set up though. Nicholson does. Banks it ahead past Bergeson. Bergeson is 4 goals away from breaking into the top 4 all-time goal scorers for Moorhead High School. Zimmerman in. They crisscross. They give it up. It is Bergeson. And he flings it into the corner. Coming down, Drew Simonich. Bergeson again.
Right now, Moorhead feeling it. I mean, they have zone time. They're confident. They're just dicing.
Centering pass. Good look to Zimmerman.
Zimmerman rolling his head back after going, no, that was such a great opportunity.
Zimmerman tried to make a move. He got knocked down. Max Cullen now with it. Centering pass just out of the reach. Backhanded attempt by Corton, who jumped into the play as a defenseman. And Lakeville South doing all they can to get the puck going the other way. It's for Ernst, and what they're going to do, they were offside, so they'll touch it, and they'll bring the faceoff outside of the zone. We're doing trivia again here.
Oh, I can't wait. Struggled mightily. Well,
I know it's
we know
Alex Bump. How about Grant Besson?
Which 2 players?
No,
you're not.
John Mayasich.
Nope.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm jumping the gun.
You are?
I am.
I got it.
I work with so many smart analysts. Sometimes I need to show off that I know a little bit of stuff too. That's the problem. But yeah, let's discuss a little bit. Obviously, well, who are good candidates for the answer?
You mentioned Alex Bump. Certainly, Dave Spehar would be a great person. Johnny Pohl, despite the number of assists he had, he was a trivia answer, and our first one would be a great one. If I remember right, Tommy Novak for the Cadets rung that goal at a time or 2 in a period. He might be one, but I was going to think of some other.
John Mayasich.
Yeah, that's going deep.
Back to the early days of the tournament at the St. Paul Auditorium, which is just down the hall, now known as the Roy Wilkins Auditorium, the home of roller derby.
So right now we're going to have a Moorhead power play.
First penalty of the night. First penalty in this game.
Let's take a look behind the net here. It's a lot of holding going on right there. And over the top with the hit. I'll tell you, this power play is going to have some movement. And it seems are going to open up. And Jim, I will say this, you're going to say Cullen at least 6 times in this first number of seconds.
Yeah, they're both out there, yeah.
This is a talented power play.
Joey and Max. Isn't there another one coming up, Wyatt?
I think
am I thinking of somebody else?
Well, I think Wyatt might be the one that's at the U.S. Development Program.
Ah, yes, that's right. That's
between Joey and Brooks.
Yep. Brooks, of course, moved on. He's playing at Fargo. Mentioned going to be.
He was going to be a Michigan State Spartan and said, you know what, I'm going to stay home. I'm going to join Coach Motzko and company.
Good decision.
Best decision of his life. But I also do think it's a bit unique. So Matt Cullen, obviously a very proud Husky from St. Cloud.
Well, I was going to say that would have been my choice.
Yeah.
Up top, here's Zimmerman.
Big block.
Yeah, came back, but Mickelson tracks it down. There's your leading scorer with a block, huh? Ernst
says a
paid
lot.
the price.
Yep.
Joey Cullen curls from the wall, spins around. He's got the spin move down. Certainly, Bergeson.
He's not afraid to hold on to that puck. And right now, here's the interchange. Now, unfortunately, goes out of the zone. Love when he starts the interchanging across the top. Really forces the penalty killers to make decisions. You want to go with the puck? You want to go with the player? Which is it?
Mickelson brings it in, forced wide. Lakeville South, their penalty kill, 83%. Moorhead's power play, as you might expect, pretty good.
You know, number one thing when you're playing a power play like this that moves a lot for the defensive team is communication.
Yeah.
Making sure that everybody's on the same page, and if there's questions, you're communicating ahead of those changes. We're looking at one of those guys, Joey Cullen. He's got his head up here, just trying to find anything to open up. Finally, he's had enough. He's like, I just want to get a shot at some point here. Tries to go short side, something we saw successful in the previous game a number of times.
This sneaks out of the zone again. The Moorhead power play, 34%. That is second in the AA field behind Grand Rapids. Of course, I mentioned Rosemont earlier game today. They're also in the 30 percentile there. The power play in AA hockey.
That was maybe one of the shockers for me about Minnetonka so low.
Shorthanded chance. 2-on-1. 3-on-1. Shot and a save by Will Arnold.
Great job by Charlie Hunt, activating a defenseman, hopping up short-handed, identified. Love the fact that Lawrence has the presence of mind to slow down, turn a 2-on-1 into a 3-on-1. Mickelson was about to go down, would have turned himself into a pretty easy player to victimize. Probably happy he stayed on his feet there.
That's a second good look here in this game. That one just wide from the point by Boroff. Second great look that Charlie Hunst has had. He had one of those from the high slot earlier.
Well, Charlie Hunst was the player that delivered that massive hit as well. Quite a game for the junior.
Good penalty kill here for Lakeville South. They're back at full strength. 1-0 Moorhead. 4:40 left. Offside. Trivia answer time.
All right, Alex Bump, and I'm going Mason Kraft.
I said John Mayasich and Mason Kraft. Bump didn't have 4 in the first. He got out to a hot start.
Gotcha. You know, the fact that you were alive in 1951 is a significant advantage for you.
Significant, exactly. Very young. I was a young in 51. That was my motto. Young in 51. Now I really feel old. I did just have a birthday. People are making jokes like that. I used to make those kind of jokes with Lou Nanny. Now that people are making those jokes about me.
Yeah, but Sweet Lou was true.
Yes, exactly. Like the time I said he was at the premiere of Wizard of Oz. Quick shot near side that goes wide. Lakeville South trying to create here. Maybe they can use a little momentum off that penalty kill. I mean, there are times, and sometimes some of the more casual fans, they go, you can get momentum off a penalty kill. You can.
Absolutely. Especially, you know, when you have a big block. I think that is, as much as anything, can galvanize a team understanding, hey, we're tightening up here together as a squad. We're going to get through this penalty kill, and then we're going to get on the offensive side of center and really start to push offensively. I like what Lakeville's done. Certainly zone time has gone Moorhead's direction, but Lakeville's been pretty structured in their defensive zone.
Ferguson, shot, save. LeGrand diving, is reaching as much as he can to cover and corral that puck in.
Well, my guess was the man on top, most goals for AA. Alex Bump with 5 in 2022. Moved on to Western Michigan. Now he's playing in Allentown. How about Mason Kraft? 2025. Brian Nelson, and Ryan Kraft, father-son duo. That is pretty darn cool.
2 generations.
Ryan Kraft was a heck of a hockey player. Gosh, was he good. He was as committed to a 200-foot game before that was even a thing.
And of course, when you talk about the Cullens and Moorhead hockey, you're talking about 3 generations. Oh, Ferguson thought about the Michigan point blank chance taken there by Zimmerman, save LeGrand. And it's pushed ahead. O'Reilly here for Lakeville. South speared by Arnold.
Arnold, confident. Great job by Calvin O'Reilly, creating a little something out of nothing. On his defensive blue line, pokes that away, gets off to the races, and he's got speed, ladies and gentlemen. Tries to the far side there. I would love it if he shot this puck a little bit lower and then continued in, see if he can't get a rebound. I'll tell you what, Arnold's not the biggest guy, but he comes out, he's confident. You know, another small goaltender that was small and confident here in St. Paul? A guy by the name of Kevin Gore.
Oh, yes.
Not many people know how victorious he was back in the day for the Burnsville
State
community.
champion.
Yeah.
We saw him in the video that we aired yesterday in Burnsville.
It's the best. Just a buzzsaw on the microphone.
Oh.
Just a straight filibuster. Tom Hauser asks him a brief question. Goes on for like a minute and a half.
Here comes the Max Cullen line. Ready to go up against Carter Ernst and Coach John Ammerman for the Moorhead Spuds in his 13th year. Remember, he coached Wyndham 1 year, and then moved here to Moorhead. Of course, played in 3 state tournaments, I think it was, for Moorhead. Moorhead graduate 2005, and came back to his alma mater. He was talking to the officials over on that far side. That was the delay. Puck tracked down. Jovic, the freshman, right side shot, save Arnold, and he covers up again. We're talking about some of the great goal scorers piling up the goals.
Take a peek at this. John Mayasich in the 1951 tournament outscored all the other teams by himself. I mean, those were some powerhouses too. You know, Southwest, St. Paul Johnson, White Bear Lake. That is quite a stat.
Tremendous hockey player from Evelyn. Circling around is Cullen. Drops it off to Devig, 3-year player. One of those steady eddies. I mean, Moorhead is full of stars, but you need your guys like Zach Devig and Finn Paulson and those guys as well. And they're a big part of this team. Moorhead Bank Path, and you know, all these state tournament teams have players like that. All these teams have their stars, and then their role players and their Swiss Army knives, their Mr. Magoo's.
You know what else they have? We haven't even mentioned this all day long. And some of the managers are unbelievable stories in this tournament as well. The things they do, sometimes players that, you know, had a season-ending injury, and they've just said, you know what, I want to be a part. They are such characters and glue people of the program.
Tyden Bergeson. Tell you what, the Class A managers, they brought their A game as far as their outfits and wardrobes. If you're watching it,
for sure.
You're watching it yesterday. Oh, that long stretch pass to Bergeson denied nicely by Lakeville South.
Now, speaking of all in, we're going a little on a tangent here, but I give Mankato credit. The hair that they had,
artistic.
That was my favorite I've seen in some time.
That was artistic. We had Spider-Man. Delano had the Cincinnati Bengals helmet.
I like the guy with the red kind of cheetah print.
Out in front, dangling, big save by LeGrand. Holy cow.
Locking it down with that left pad. As Zimmerman comes across the top of the goal crease, out of the corner here. What a little chip there on the inside by Ferguson into. Great activation. Just playing catch back there, ladies and gentlemen. And LeGrand uses his size to his advantage. I can't underscore how great that pass is by Ferguson from behind that goal line. Sunk one in, saucer it by him.
Save of the game brought to you by New Range. New Range powers America's next big play. Visit newrangecoppernickel.com. Keaton LeGrand keeping Lakeville South in this game. We've seen him do it before here in the state tournament, and he's doing it again. 23 saves on 24 shots. Up high, Drew Corton. Ferguson again along the line, back behind the net. Denied any kind of an entry, but he centers to Max Cullen. He scores. Number 2 of the game for both the Spuds and Max Cullen. 2-0, 28 seconds left, second period.
We saw a great distribution from Ferguson just a few moments ago. This one has a little different angle on it because he's wheeling and dealing behind the net, not on his forehand, but on his backhand. That much more difficult. Watch his eyes. Shoulder check, shoulder check. Yep, there he is, opening it up. Getting higher in the slot is what makes this play successful for Max Cullen. Sometimes you see players stand on the top of the goal crease and they're easy to cover. Cullen moves up, gives himself time and space, and is able to get his 27th of the year.
Max Cullen. This one will have an assist. Ferguson, 1 assist to Drew Corton. Gets the other assist. And boy, that's a big one. Those late goals in the period. Moorhead trying to bounce it through neutral to try and spring a guy. It ends up back to their line and pushed over by Zach Devig. Devig and Mickelson, that defensive pair.
A big strike there for the Spuds as time was winding down to head into that locker room. Up 2, big difference than up 1. But all of a sudden, an extra level of energy shooting through the veins of Max Cullen and all of his teammates based on an unbelievable distribution by Ferguson out front. Arnold not tested often, but tested for Lakeville South. The Cougars, yes, Keaton LeGrand has let in 2 goals, but I'll tell you what, he has played fantastic in this game.
And you can't overestimate the impact of those late goals in big games, especially.
Yeah, they're certainly a big deal as momentum swings so often back and forth. Ferguson here throws on the e-brake and then starts scanning. Yep, got it. Waiting for it. Opens up. Pots the second goal of this game. Goes over there, and I think he punches the Selly button, Jim. That is pretty cool for the Cullen family.
Yeah,
for
the Selly button.
Yeah, for the entire Spud community to be able to enjoy that goal together. We're going to have ourselves a heck of a third period.
We certainly are. Moorhead trying to get to the semifinals, trying to repeat. Can Lakeville South find a way to come back down by 2 here at the intermission? More with Chris Long and Tom Chorsky coming up when we return here on 45 TV. 2-0 Spuds.
Work and life can be stressful enough. Your commute doesn't have to be. Step on and let us take care of the rest. Relax. Recharge. Arrive refreshed. Arrowhead Transit, your daily escape awaits.
It says here that people are surrounded by forest products they use every day.
I don't believe that.
You might be amazed to know that over 5,000 products come from trees. From medicine and clothing to football helmets, chewing gum, and more. They all come from renewable forests.
All right.
We get it.
Minnesota Forest Industries, surrounding you with abundant products from healthy forests.
Hello, customer. State reason for visit.
It's a long story.
You can say claim, billing, or something else.
Can I talk to someone else?
Transferring now. Hello, customer. State reason for visit.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we treat people like people.
I'm so glad you're here today, Aaron. How can I help?
It's your future. Let's protect it.
Buy appliances at or even below cost during Warner Stellian's Real Deal Clearance starting this weekend. Look for this yellow tag on tons of new, fully warranted floor models, closeouts, and scratched and dented refrigerators, washers and dryers, and much more. On top of yellow tag markdowns, you can save $50 to $500 on each appliance for over $4,000 in extra savings. This store-wide clearance sale starts this weekend, and the deals are extreme. Only at Warner Stellian.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, we turn that opportunity into progress through unbiased research, education that empowers, and a community that lifts each other higher. SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're leading with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
Whether you're going on a solo adventure or with a group of friends, Lake County's got it all. You guys ready? Yeah! So this is where the magic happens.
This is where the magic starts, for sure.
Okay.
Lake County, USA.
We're going back and forth here, people. All right. It's amazing. I mean, like just seeing some of these spots in Minnesota that I've never seen before.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by the Canopy Group. Insurance made simple and easy.
Late goal, 28 seconds left. Moorhead goes up 2-0 on Lakeville South here in the third Class AA quarterfinal. Chris Long back with you on 45 TV, along with Tom Chorsky. Shots on goal that period were 14-5, but we were talking about it about 20 seconds before that goal was scored. Lakeville South maybe had the more high-danger chances.
They did. They had some very good scoring opportunities. The puck is on Moorhead's stick more of the time, and that's because they like to possess it, and they do an amazing job at that. They don't waste any, dump ins, and they don't get rid of the puck when they don't need to, and things like that. But hey, I mean, let's face it, Lakeville's hanging in there and getting some very good chances. Arnold's had to be good a couple times. And the catch there, as Moorhead showed there with 28 seconds left, you blink, they can burn you. I mean, it wasn't even a bad play by the Lakeville South D. It was just a great pass and a great shot. Yeah, I mean, point blank, one-timer. Again, Arnold, trying to track it, but it came through traffic, and so it was a little bit more of the same from the first period. A lot of Moorhead, but hey, Lakeville's still in the game. It'd be nice if they could have got out of that final 28 seconds with a 1-goal lead, and now it's doubled up to 2. Winner of this one moves on to tomorrow's state semifinals. Had a couple teams already do that earlier today. First game this morning, Minnetonka taking on Gentry Academy. The top-seeded Skipper showed why they are so dangerous, I should say. Cash Hardy had 2 goals. Liam Schultz had 2 goals. They outshot Gentry 51-12, showing, Tom, how they can dominate a hockey game. Yeah, and Coach Goldsworthy has really pronounced their depth. And that's what they have. They've got a lot of depth, and they can wear teams down, and they've got a lot of scoring depth, and they play hard, gritty. They got some good size, and so they just come at you with a lot of weapons. 4-point game for Cash Hardy as Tonka gets the shutout. Chase Jurdy, their goalie, 12 saves. The other game, Rosemount and Grand Rapids, the game of the tournament so far. It was 1-1 through 2 periods. 3.5 left. This is Shannon Goodwin for Rosemount. Boom, that one's in. So now it's 2-1. 30 seconds left. Jamison Duell is going to tie it up with just a great deflection in front. We go to overtime. Kate Sherman ends it. Yeah, great line play here. They enter the zone. Nice drop pass. Take the D out. And Zinger right over the shoulder, back bar. Game winner for Kate Sherman. Sam Clements, 35 saves for Rosemount as they are on to the semis in their first state tournament appearance here in the AA bracket. More intermission coming up after this.
buy appliances at or even below cost during Warner Stellian's Real Deal Clearance starting this weekend. Look for this yellow tag on tons of new, fully warranted floor models, closeouts, and scratched and dented refrigerators, washers and dryers, and much more. On top of yellow tag markdowns, you can save $50 to $500 on each appliance for over $4,000 in extra savings. This store-wide clearance sale starts this weekend, and the deals are extreme. Only at Warner Stellian.
Your Touchstone Energy Cooperative belongs to you. We're owned by the members we serve. Together, we're part of something greater. A dedication to empowering our community and the people who call this place home. Because this power belongs to you. That's the cooperative advantage. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by Education Minnesota, the voice for professional educators and students.
The perils of live television. When you leave the camera to go on your quick intermission break, and the fan of number 10 knows the camera's still rolling, she's going to make the most of it.
That's awesome.
Well, the team she's rooting for making the most of it so far, leading 2-0. But the goalie, Will Arnold, he's been tested. You talked about it, 11 saves, Tom.
Yeah, 3-on-1. That one went right off the knob or the shaft, I think, of the stick. And here's one a little less daunting, but he nonetheless stops it cold. Lakeville with another one. That, you know, when they get their chances, they can skate. They've got the wheels. They're getting some chances, but then they run into plays like this. Mr. Hockey candidate or finalist, and what a backhanded pass. He's got the poise. He's looking for Max Cullen, and if you watch Max Cullen, he kind of slides into traffic and then he pops out. He's in there, and then oh, I'll pop out to this open spot, and there it is, right in the wheelhouse for him to one time.
Just such good feel offensively from Moorhead that you could just see the patience, waiting, and then striking. The stats brought to you by 7th Avenue Pizza, locally owned pub-style frozen pizza, perfect for hockey night and every night. You show me these stats, and I'm Lakeville South. I'll take 2-0, right, Tom?
Yeah, I think you'll take it. I think they want to keep up the physicality, and then, you know, they just need to keep hitting the net and get a greasy one, get a rebound, something like that.
There they are. Now this time, we know they're on camera this time. The Spuds taking a 2-0 lead to the third.
That's good.
We create our own paths.
We are leaders, innovators,
creators, We are more than our majors.
I want to exceed my own expectations.
To be free to express my ideas. I am a part of something bigger.
Gusties show up for each other.
I want to push myself further.
This is about something deeper.
Reach far, dig deep, go beyond.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by Rainy Lake, north of the Twin Cities and gateway to Voyageurs National Park. Plan your trip at rainylake.org. 17 minutes left in this one. Grand Casino Arena. Nice Thursday night crowd in the first of the two Thursday night semifinals. And we've got 17 minutes left in this one, Ben.
Well, it has been impacted by some pretty incredible play by the top players for the Spud, Ferguson, Cullen. Pick your Cullen, by the way. And also Keatlin Grant, who has stood very tall in that goal crease. His own time, big deal here for Lakeville South.
Puck all the way down, ends up being icing.
You know, that sounds simple, or it sounds very elementary, but right now what they need to do is make sure they protect the puck or are responsible through the neutral zone. And then if you get to the offensive blue line and you don't have a play, chip it with a purpose. Chip it into a corner where you can go and get into a 50-50, competing situation. And then the second forechecker, what you call F2, has to come in and support and start to create numbers that way.
Opening minute of the third period. Again, that goal that made it 2-0, that separator goal scored by Max Cullen at 16:32, making it 2-0. Moorhead 17-0-1 with leading after second period, so they know how to hold on to leads. Moorhead player goes down. It's going to be a penalty on Lakeville South. It was Max Cullen who went down along the near side.
The Cougars not enjoying this, but I'm enjoying that right there. Carter Ernst throws the brakes on. Significant style points there. A lot of backup in that defensive zone for the Spuds. Beating one player, he was not going straight to the net without.
Here's the penalty.
Yeah, Cullen goes down. And I can hear all the way up here the Cougar players voicing their displeasure with that call, which I can understand that.
Lakeville South wins the draw, but they can't clear. Mickelson holds it in. Zimmerman gets it back, bumps it back up. Cross pass here to Cullen, and shot ends up in the corner. Back up, and Mickelson to set it right back up. Joey Cullen again. Shifty moves his. It's just that little shift to the right, giving him a lane to shoot.
He's forcing it just a little bit right now.
Tipped out.
Just needs to let the play come to him. He's a sophomore, but he's had huge expectations on him all year long. I'm sure he wants to shine on the brightest stage.
Zach Zimmerman now back to him. He's one assist away from tying Mark Cullen, the all-time assist record.
Right on the bench to give Nux after the fact.
And he works it in. Zimmerman. Mickelson. Zimmerman finds Joey Cullen with a shot. Rattles it off the wall, and reaching to his left is the goaltender LeGrand. Face-off coming up. Power play here for Moorhead. 53 seconds remaining in it.
On a timely face-off, the number of players looked back towards the bench to see if John Ammerman was going to switch this unit. They're all going to stay. This face-off just gives them 15-20 seconds. Just catch their breath. See if they can't make it the rest of this power play.
Second power play of the game for Moorhead. They are 1 for 1. Actually 0 for 1. You got a power play like theirs, 34%. You just assume they convert about it, 1 out of every 2. Mickelson back to Joey Cullen, floats in, runs into some bodies and some congestion, poked away, cleared down. Lakeville South, 25 seconds left in the power play.
I don't know, puck movement by the Spuds for my liking. Holding on to it a bit much, spread it around.
Ferguson, Zimmerman, and it's Ferguson. Shot, LeGrand knocks it down, puck stays loose. Picked back up by the Spuds, they get it up to the point. Mickelson floats to the wall, final seconds of power play, shoots his glove side wide. Zimmerman swats at it, and they're out of the box and back the other way. Hunt serving the penalty, big glass near wing save, came out, they score! Off of the rebound. Rome Seeley, right there, right place, right time. Cuts that lead in half.
Well, aided by a player coming out of the penalty box. Hunt shoots that puck, and they will follow back up. Seeley joined by Lawrence. Oh, and Lawrence tips that puck down off of Seeley's shot. Makes it all that much. He bounces even before the goal crease. Look at the movement of Will Arnold out of that goal crease, sliding to his right. What hand-eye coordination there, shown by Tristan Lawrence. Only his 4th goal of the season.
Good hands.
Yeah, looks like he's been there and done that plenty.
Yeah, the hand-eye coordination to be able to do that. So he scores his 4th goal of the season. Of course, the Lawrence brothers here at the Lakeville South Cougars. And a big goal for Lakeville South here in the 3rd period, making it 2-1. Moorhead, white uniforms, they get it across the line. Evan Warner left it back into the corner.
Almost opened Herman up there with great puck movement.
Seeley and Hunt assisting. Right back to work. Down the wing, Jovic. Off the side of the cage. Then back to Borov. Ernst off the side of that comes free. Oh, and a good look. Jumping in there was Colby Olson. Pretty good pressure applied here in the last couple of minutes for Lakeville South.
Yeah, great momentum, and Olson going right down the slot. Just up over the net. take a look at this goal, and I want you to really focus on number 2, Lawrence, stopping. So often you see players have their momentum take them into the corner. Not Lawrence. He stopped. Yes, that's harder to do, but yes, that's also why he is paid off on this, is a centering feed by Ernst. And it goes up over the net for Colby Olsen.
Hunt's got an assist on that, and that's good for Charlie Huntz because he's been active all game long. He's had some good offensive looks. He's activated. He's gotten involved offensively. Good work here. Penalty coming up on Moorhead. Justin Olsen worked his way through some defenders, gets a shot on net, and draws a penalty.
Just hard work by Lakeville South here. So you're going to see this off the bat as Olsen's trying to find his way off the walls. Kind of can opener impeded his progress. So Paulson will sit. Huge power play opportunity for the Cougars to potentially tie this up.
Moorhead penalty to number 2.
Ben Paulson called for the penalty. Hooking. And a power play for Lakeville South. Their first power play, first penalty of the game against Moorhead.
They're going to run a modified top umbrella here.
Their power play pretty good too. They're 22%. Penalty kill 84%. Pretty good on special teams.
Oh,
Carter Ernst, and he goes down there. It's going to be 5-on-3.
And Ferguson is going to be the player as well. Key penalty killer, their captain, their leader.
And the block Pickens.
Yes, off the ice. And a bobble puts Ernst in a position where he has to try to stick his way out of this. And that causes Ferguson to pounce and upends Carter Ernst. Wow.
An extended 5-on-3, 136.
We're going to have a timeout, I believe, on the ice.
On that first penalty that was called on Finn Paulson. That one on Tyden Ferguson. Golden opportunity for Lakeville South. They are Vegas gold, one of their colors after all.
Yeah, we interested too that Moorhead, the team down, took this timeout, tried to organize their 3 players. Super curious on what's being drawn on that dry erase board for the Cougars. I mean, this is the opportunity they've been waiting for all game long. A quick goal a few minutes ago, and now an opportunity to tie this game up. They've been hanging around. Well, just a decade and a bit ago, in 2012, Kirk Weber was here. Justin Kloos and company able to prevail over Duluth East, upsetting the #1 seed in the quarterfinal game.
2012, and acting head coach Kurt Weber. That was one of the 10 years that he was the head coach for the Lakeville South boys. And in fact, he brought teams here to the state tournament 2008 and 2012. Left the boys program in 2015. Was out of coaching for a while, then came back this past year and is the head coach for the Lakeville South girls, and he plans to go back to them, but they needed him to step up here.
I think it's cool, you know, a guy like that, it's in his blood, it's in his, it's his passion.
So 5-on-3, minute and a half. Huntz drops it off for Ernst to the net, out in front through the crease. Back up to Huntz. O'Reilly and Huntz. O'Reilly. Ernst. O'Reilly shot off a skate. Mickelson. And it's O'Reilly left side. Huntz to shot, rebound, trying to tap and tuck it in, but they couldn't do it. Carter Ernst cleared down by the Spuds.
Yeah, great retrieval by Cullen there.
Huntz pushes it ahead. Ernst. Huntz had to make a move there.
How about the stick of young Joey Cullen there?
Yeah.
Sophomore out.
He play on the penalty kill. That delayed some time here in the 5-on-3. Hunst, and then it's Ernst. O'Reilly, Hunst, in low, to the net. That's off of Arnold. Comes right back to him. Charlie Hunst. Passing it around O'Reilly, another good stick. Joey Cullen again, but not out of the zone. Hunst able to track it down. O'Reilly, Hunst was calling for it. He wanted a one-timer, but it was in off the skate and then out of the zone.
I don't like how wide the Cougars are operating. Their box is getting pushed down from steep angles, and they're shooting from some of those steep angles. Taken right down the pipe. Right in the slot is where you want to get those shots from.
Now 5-on-4. Seeley, that first penalty has expired. Paulson out of the box. Now 10 seconds left in the second one. Down for Ernst. Bounced past him into the corner. Ernst again working it up the wall. Moorhead's penalty kill this season, 83%. Another one down in the corner. Far side. That's it for the penalty. Moorhead killed off the 5-on-3, and now they come back the other way to set up. Joey Cullen to the net. Ferguson fresh out of the box. Huge penalty kill here for the Moorhead Spuds, keeping it 2-0. 10 minutes left.
Yeah, just great sticks shown by both the Cullen boys, and the defense doing a nice job of just trying to allow Arnold to see shots.
That was a Mickelson shot. Ferguson sends it back in. Gavin Lafferty for Lakeville South. Gets it off of his stick from behind the net. Turnover. Spinning around was Max Cullen, but he could maintain possession. And then flip down Nate Nyer, Lakeville South. Looking to forecheck. 9.5 left. Nyer again, big goal in the section final to win over Farmington. 3-game goal streak too. Scored in all 3 of the section playoff games. Number 21 in there trying to free that puck up in the offensive zone. Mickelson does free it up, and it comes free. One-time shot by Olsen. Quick pad save needed there by Arnold. They have got a stick on it as well.
Great shot by Arnold, or by Olsen. Arnold had to be sharp and quick.
Lakeville South's got a little bit of bounce.
Sure do.
They had the power play chances. They didn't score. Here come the Spuds in a 2-1 game. Joey Cullen behind the net. Calmly plays it along the wall. Keeps it away from the Cougars. Still has it. Spins. Shot. Off of traffic. Back into the corner. Back up the wall. Colby Olsen ends up intercepting. And then he comes into the zone. Almost got the puck back down the slot from Justin Olsen. Bouncing. Neutral. Dumped in. Icing. All right, let's catch our break. Let's catch our breath with this break. We need it here in a close game. 8:14 remaining in the third. Spuds up 2-1.
It says here that people are surrounded by forest products they use every day.
I don't believe that.
You might be amazed to know that over 5,000 products come from trees. From medicine and clothing to football helmets, chewing gum, and more. They all come from renewable forests.
All right.
We get it.
Minnesota Forest Industries, surrounding you with abundant products from healthy forests.
We all have those spaces in our homes. You know, the ones where things go to disappear, like your closet or garage. We're locally owned Lake-to-Lake Closets and Garages. We create custom storage systems that maximize your space, improve organization, and add value to your home. And when you call Lake-to-Lake Closets and Garages, you'll get a free visit from one of our designers to help you visualize your dream space and find your perfect storage solution. Lake-to-Lake Closets and Garages, a Minnesota company.
A trip to Madden's is more than a getaway. It's a journey back to what truly matters. Here, genuine hospitality brings families back together, creating bonds that last a lifetime. Whether it's the thrill of jumping in, the excitement of a perfect shot, or the laughter shared around a campfire, every experience reconnects you with what you cherish most. Make the most of every moment at Madden's on Gull Lake. Experiences that bring you back.
Hello, customer. State reason for visit.
It's a long story.
You can say claim, billing, or something else.
Can I talk to someone else?
Transferring now. Hello, customer. State reason for visit.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we treat people like people.
I'm so glad you're here today, Aaron. How can I help?
It's your future. Let's protect it.
2-1, things heating up here in quarterfinal number 3, along with Ben Clymer. I'm Jim Erickson. Andover and Edina to follow. And then we'll be all set for semifinal Friday.
Huge push here by Lakeville South, capitalizing, then having the 5-on-3 fall by the wayside, but momentum continues to go their direction. Will Arnold has stood tall in this third period.
Max Cullen against Carter Ernst. Comes back to the point for Lakeville South. There's Hunts. Played the other way. Ferguson. Hunts. Ferguson exchanged the puck. And it's Ernst back behind the net. Swung around. Jovic, the freshman. Again, Jovic came up from the JV. And well, he made an instant impact on the varsity. He had 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points in his first 3 games as a freshman moving up from the JV.
Strong too, not the biggest guy at 5'10", 155 pounds, but plays much stronger than those numbers would indicate.
Mickelson pausing here behind Will Arnold, his netminder, the sophomore goaltender. Watch from the sidelines as Charlie Stenjum, last year's goalie, led the Spuds in the state championship for the first time, and now he's getting his chance. Of course, we mentioned Keaton LeGrand has been on this stage before. Mickelson.
Looking like Cale McCarr across
he's just
that blue line.
Floating like a butterfly. Ferguson shot. And it's in on LeGrand, right where he needs to be, makes the save.
Ferguson has been awfully good down low all season long. He's been one of the key drivers to this team's success. 75 points heading into tonight's game. 75. It's a big number, and it has not been by accident.
He leads Moorhead in all categories entering tonight. 27 goals, 48 assists, 75 points. He does have an assist, so 49 assists now, 76 points.
Going to join Agostana, former assistant coach for both St. Cloud and Minnesota, Garrett Raboyne.
Former Husky defenseman and captain. Well, those captains, they make good coaches.
And more often than not, they understand that the greater good is what needs to be the focal point of any successful team.
Puck ends up below the goal line, carried up by Joey Cullen. Faces up, changes directions. Unlike really any high school hockey player can.
He's just so calm with it. I mean, that's the thing. He was hemmed in there on that play, and he circled back twice without exposing the puck to potential turnover.
The neutral. 2-on-1 here if they hurry. Centering pass, goal! Joey Cullen. Oh, that was a quick developing 2-on-1, and they score, and it's 3-1.
I can tell from up here, Joey Cullen was starting to get antsy. He was getting frustrated, forced it on the power play. Right here, right in his wheelhouse. Great pass by Warner across. He goes backhand, forehand, sends the netminder spinning out of the goal crease. Great, quick play, 2-on-1 developing. Warner goes under the stick between the skates of the defenseman there, right on the button to Joey Cullen. Look at that bench getting fired up, understanding that only being up a single goal can turn on a dime. Now they've got a pair that they lead by.
Back to work. Lakeville South, now they need an answer once again.
Number 6,
We had a rematch in the quarterfinals in Class A, Matamidi and St. Cloud Cathedral. And of course, these teams met last year in the quarterfinals, a 7-4 win for the Spuds over Lakeville South. And the Spuds edged Edina 4-3 in an exciting semifinal. And And the wild one between Stillwater and Moorhead. Spuds go right back to work. Puck high in the air. Penalty going to be on Moorhead. Moorhead with the puck as the whistle happens.
I think it's going to
looks like interference.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Bergeson again on a high pick. Let's rewind time here and show you a little bit of greatness in this goal. From the goal line, nice breakout. You get Arnold having the puck, and that's where the play happened. The deep pitches, and the wing has the presence of mind to get into the center. And a great job by Evan Warner getting that puck across. And so now we're going to have another timeout, this time by Coach Weber and the Lakeville South Cougars. See if they can't get things organized. Huge opportunity for them on the power play.
Joey Cullen, the goal, 18th of the season for him. Warner and Grammer assisting, 10:59. And you talk about that separator goal, extending the lead. That's exactly what Moorhead got there. But again, now they need to go on the penalty kill to keep it a 3-1 game. Lakeville South opportunity to get it back to within one.
Just read the top of the circle there. You saw Bergeson make contact with one of the Cougar players. Pretty easy call for the defender. The Cougar player literally standing still and got knocked to the ice. We had a couple of good goals in this game. Well, we have this timeout break. Show them all to you right here. Cullen starts this great lateral movement, goes back against the grain, tickles it on the glove side, and he was not done. Finds a little space off an unbelievable Bergeson pass in that slot. And all of a sudden, the Cougars get it going. I thought originally this was going to go to Zealy, but a great tip by Lawrence, and then the young Spud. And young stud, Joey Cullen, converts a great one off a quick pass by Evan Warner.
The Cullen cousins teaming up for 3 of the 4 goals. Max with 2, Joey the most recent, 10:59. And the interference call on Bergeson. Power play for Lakeville South. 3rd of the game, 0 for 2. And they had that extended minute and a half, 5-on-3. Near side shot, quick pad save by Arnold. The shot by Olsen, rebound. Just wide and rung back up. Lafferty at the point.
They had Arnold swimming on that one. He was down trying to do his best. Great opportunity for the Cougars.
Lafferty, Seeley, hands it right back to Lafferty behind the net. Wow, grazes iron.
Brings that off the crossbar. Don't often like a behind the back drop pass on a power play, but that one connected.
Circling back, Justin Olsen. Trying to find an open player just side of the blue line and across the line, O'Reilly. 53 seconds left in the power play. Shorthanded chance the other way. In on the near side is Herman, and he passed it over on the right side. Nicholson came back to Herman, but out of his reach, too low for a shot. Max Cullen gets that puck back, and they'll just throw it back in their zone.
Take the final 30 seconds out of play here.
Moorhead with, oh, go ahead.
Just a great play on that 2-on-1 that you had Herman and Cullen. Unfortunately, probably overpassed the touch, but wow, impressive.
With the kind of skill that Moorhead has, you think they'd have more shorthanded goals than 3.
Yeah,
that's all they had. They had a good look there. Lakeville South, one more push here, under 10 seconds left in their power play. But it's the Spuds who play it out that nice, soft, forgiving glass. And it ends up going all the way down. Meanwhile, Bergeson's out of the box. Successful penalty kill, big penalty kill. Important penalty kills here for Moorhead. Maintaining that 3-1 lead here in the 3rd period, nearing 3 minutes left to go. Here comes Joey Cullen. Wrap around. LeGrand got a piece of it. Joey Cullen wasn't able to keep it on his stick, but he gets it back, and this time he finds the glove of LeGrand, and he'll hold on.
Take a look on the power play here. The play that I said Arnold was swimming. That one made its way under him, but does not get into the goal. Right there, through the 5-hole, misses on the far side. Here's Joey Cullen trying to wrap this puck around. key to a wraparound is getting the goalie to bite on the near side, so you have time to get to that far side. So often, if you don't make a play on the near side post, it's going to be rather elementary for the netminder to get to that backside. Got to give him some reason to bite, whether it's a fake shot.
Shot to the backside. LeGrand is down. Tuck in goal. Spuds back on the board. This time it's Bergeson getting in on the act. 4-1 Spuds.
I'll tell you what, I bet you Ty Bergeson is a heck of a fisherman, because on this play, he just lets out line. And all of a sudden, he realizes he could just stick handle this one right in on his own. Oh, the patience shown is impressive. Good luck movement here as well by the Spuds. He just backs up and says, all right, you're going to be down outside the goal. Walk this in. That looks calm.
It does.
I am telling you, from Bergeson's vantage point, it is the eye of the storm. And to have that presence is pretty impressive.
Seamus Campbell is the one with the pass. Campbell and Mickelson assisting. Bergeson's 28th of the season. Hang on, like I said before, 6-game goal streak now for Bergeson. 3 goals away from breaking into the top 4 all-time for Moorhead. Top 4 all-time goal scorers: Matt Cullen, Ryan Kraft, Josh Arnold.
Pretty impressive group.
And of course, Josh, the father of both George Arnold and Will Arnold. Family connection there. Penalty coming up. It's going to be on Moorhead. Shot saved. And the rebound touched here by Moorhead. Mickelson is going to be escorted to the penalty box. 4-1 Moorhead, but another penalty here on the Spuds.
Mickelson makes contact proactively, trying to use his body to protect that puck. And brings the Cougar player down in the process. Follow up with a shot. Anyway, taking a look at this goal. The pass by Campbell, awfully impressive. Bergeson collects that on his backhand as well. Huh. Love the patience there. That is special.
It's patience, and also for those high-end players, the game slows down, right?
I mean, that's what they say. I shudder to say. I'm not sure that it was that way for me.
Never slowed down for you.
No.
From the point, players in the net. Puck still in the zone.
That's going to be a good question for you tomorrow as you get Johnny Pohl up here. You know, one of the most gifted goal scorers in the state's history.
They have pulled LeGrand, extra attacker in a 4-1 game. Trickling puck. Arnold, it's underneath them, and here comes the whistle, and here comes some roughhousing out in front of that Moorhead net.
Tristan Lawrence is in the spin cycle right there amongst 4 penalty killers for the Spuds. Arnold very impressive on this save because it goes under him, and often it's hard to feel, but you know the puck is there. The worst thing you can do is move because you might dislodge it. Look at him. He does not know where this puck is. He's just trying to stay still and wait for the whistle. And there's the extracurriculars.
1:31 left in the power play here for Lakeville South. 1:37 now as the clock is running. Empty net on the other end, so they're going 6-on-4 to try and come up with some magic. Oh, that was stolen. Bergeson, and off of a Lakeville South stick, slowed it up. Otherwise, it's going to be in the empty net.
Just a fumbled drop pass there that hit a trailing skate, I believe.
And off of a hand pass, whistled down, and a penalty coming off of that too. A slash. The penalty starting to pile up a little bit here. This one will be on the Cougars.
Yeah, I think the officials just trying to keep the peace, establish a standard, or not establish, I would say stick to the standard. I think that's the one thing, you know, there's this idea that, oh, are we getting the third period, we getting overtime, officials are going to put the whistles away. You know, I think if you call it consistent all game long, keep that consistency.
Grand back in the net here for Lakeville South. And Moorhead now, right now, 1 minute right now away from making it to the semifinals and trying to repeat.
Just taking that necessary step. win on Thursday, get to semifinal Friday, and then maybe you're back in the big dance.
You might be the #1 seed, but you just can't look past anybody in the state high school hockey tournament. Certainly in Minnetonka, battle at Gentry Academy. Moorhead, defending champion, as the #2 seed. Lakeville South, contested. They battled. Well, they competed, but you know, in the end, Moorhead just a lot of talent. The ability for them to finish. We do our play of the game, brought to you by True Vision. We'll get that play of the game here in just a moment. More off to see him.
We've got 31 seconds left. Most of it will be 4-on-4 hockey. Impressed with how young Will Arnold, just a sophomore, has been poised. Not the biggest goaltender, so he's got to be athletic.
And it's back in on Legrand.
So Zimmerman placed this puck up. Let's rewind back to the Joey Cullen goal off an unbelievable pass by Warner there. Cullen collects on his backhand, shifts further, and then flushes on the forehand. What an amazing game of Cullen dominance between Joey and Max. Centering the top two lines for Coach Ammerman's team.
Play of the game brought to you by True Vision. 150,000 vision correction procedures and counting. When experience matters, choose True Vision. Yeah, so the top end offensive skill and scoring. The Cullens and Bergeson on display, and the defending champions move on. Spuds 4, Cougars 1.
This victory, Moorhead advances to the semifinals and will take on owner in the next game between Edina and Andover. Lakeville South will over play at 3 Arena Kariuchi. They'll play the consolation semifinals against the
We talk about what the managers can bring to this. How about the outfit right there? That's team commitment coming in, giving the guys knucks, keeping them going. And we talked a lot about the offense. That guy right there, Will Arnold, was the question mark for me. How is he going to be? A lot of pressure, bright lights. This entire Moorhead team is as advertised, top to bottom, thorough, very dominant in this game. Lakeville gave them all they could. As you see our prime performance, Max Cullen with a pair of goals, 3 shots, and a +2 rating. Coach Weber and the rest of the Cougars should leave this ice proud. They did everything they could. Thought Keith Legrand in particular was exceptional in that goal crease. But when you're playing a team that has been there, done that, as the Spuds have, you just cannot make any mistakes. They'll pounce on those turnovers that were not available that often, but a couple of times. And these high-skilled players be opportunistic as they were here. See both these teams joining together. There is a little closer look at the manager that I was talking about.
Yeah, that's Graydon Quaid, who is not only the student manager for the Moorhead Spuds, he's also moonlighting as the assistant equipment manager for the Fargo Force of the USHL just across the river.
Makes sense.
That's what he wants to do. He wants to go on and do it at a higher level, and I hope he brings that outfit along with him.
Yeah, I mean, I just love the connectivity that these programs have, top to bottom, the cohesion. You know, that creates the environment that you make memories, and regardless of the result, certainly love to win. You know, you're going to have a connection with this group of players the rest of your life. Certainly know I do. You know, I was thinking about Mike Anderson, Mark Paris, certainly Josh Wolf, Ryan Treble, Mike Crowley, Jeff Heil. These players, you know, throughout today's matchup are going to have those similar type of connections. You know, just, you know, to your point, actually, thinking about Josh Arnold, and now his kids are playing, Matt Cullen, and continuing on, you know, through the program. Pretty impressive when you see the next generation come through.
Our Prime Performance brought to you by the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University. Make it mean more. And our Prime Performance provided here in this one by Max Cullen, who just conveniently joins us from ice level. Max, how are you? Along with Ben Clymer, Jim Erickson up top here at Grand Casino Arena. Congratulations on the win. You guys come in here defending champs. You're playing with a purpose here, and you got it done. Your thoughts on this win?
Yeah, I thought it was a hard-fought battle. Like, great effort out of those guys over there. Like, it was a really hard game, and then yeah, we kind of came away at the end and got a couple good goals, hard goals.
Max, it's sometimes hard being the favorite. All season long, you guys have had a bullseye on your back. You know, talk to the fans at home about what that journey has been like to get here to St. Paul.
Yeah, it's been really hard. I mean, we worked for it all season. Like, this is the big goal. Like, this is why some of the boys in there come back. Like, it's just so cool to be down here, and it's really hard. So yeah, so excited to be down.
You guys are going to get a rest here. Then you're going to play the winner of Andover, Edina.
Yeah.
What do you guys need to focus on in the next 24 hours to make sure tomorrow you win that game and put yourself back into the championship game on Saturday night?
Yeah, I think we just need to get a bunch of rest, good nutrition, like just take care of ourselves, be smart here, and then yeah, just be prepared best we can for the game tomorrow.
All right, good one, Max. Couple of goals here tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you very much.
All right, there's Max Cullen and our Prime Performance. Fine young men. All these players here do an outstanding job with our post-game interviews, and what a game for him. He got them going. He got them out 2-0, and then they get the victory. As we'll step aside, Chris and Tom coming up.
Practice, dedication, a passion for perfection, the mark of a true champion. You worked hard to get this far. And so has Invergrove Honda. We're with you every step of the way. Play confidently and buy confidently at Invergrove Honda. Supporting all our teams this winter. InvergroveHonda.com.
We create our own paths.
We are leaders, innovators,
Creators. We are more than our majors.
I want to exceed my own expectations.
To be free to express my ideas. I am a part of something bigger.
Gusties show up for each other.
I want to push myself further.
This is about something deeper.
Reach far, dig deep, go beyond.
The game doesn't just happen in front of you. It comes at you from every angle.
New from NHL Sense Arena, Dangle Pro with full ice scanning. Train smarter, play faster.
If you have an aging parent and a full calendar like I do, then consider calling Synergy Home Care. Synergy Home Care is there for my mom when I can't be. They make sure mom gets all her meds, that she gets a nutritious meal, and that she's clean and comfortable. They even take her to doctor's appointments if I need the help. With Synergy Home Care, mom gets what she needs, and I get what I need. To just be her daughter. Call Synergy Home Care today.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results.
Moorhead's title defense continues. They are 25-3-1 as they try to get back to the state championship. Looking to go back-to-back. A hard-fought, well-earned 4-1 victory for the defending champions from Moorhead. Chris Long, along with Tom Chorsky. What's your snap reaction to that one? Lakeville South, give them all the credit in the world.
Yeah, I thought, you know, early on we talked about the physicality that Lakeville South brought to that first period, and they hammered Moorhead a few times, and you thought that might happen all game. It died down a little bit, I think, as Moorhead started gaining more time in the zone, offensive zone. They kind of got them on their heels, but, you know, there were opportunities for Lakeville South, some odd man rushes, and Arnold had to be good at times, and LeGrand played great as well. But, you know, you look at the score sheet at the end, and the star players from Moorhead did find a way to get on the sheet.
Some teams, when you're the hunted, you get a little tense. I mean, this was a 2-1 game with 6 minutes to go, and Moorhead had to kill off a bunch of power plays in the third period.
Yeah.
Zero panic at all, though, from the Smalls.
Yeah, they like to play with a lot of poise, and I think they have a lot of confidence. I actually would have liked to seen a little more desperation out of them, even though they are the favorite and they have all that talent. I think, and maybe we'll see it tomorrow in the semifinals, it's just a little more desperation out of them. I know you have talent, but you got to work harder. I think I made a comment that, you know, maybe they need that, you know, a line that they can throw out there that's just a bunch of muckers that go hard and dig in the corners and throw their bodies around and get some things going.
Looking for some killer instinct.
Yeah, sometimes you need a little, you know, just some mucking grinding in there, some tough hockey.
Well, the closer you get to a potential back-to-back state championship, the more of that you might see, and we'll find out from Moorhead tomorrow.
We will.
Let's show you how they got through Lakeville South in the first. Max Cullen starts things off late in the first period.
Yeah, Cullen cuts to that middle, and you know, goalies drop these days, and he zings that one almost over his head. I mean, it was next to the ear hole, and that's a tough one for the goalie to pick up in a moving lateral motion there by Max Cullen.
And then a different kind of goal for Max Cullen here in the second.
Yeah, you know, Bergeson here, just some beautiful playmaking backhand pass. And Max is hidden there, and he pops out. He wants it. He's giving a little beaver tail tap, and he buried that one as well.
And that's a big goal timing-wise, because Lakeville South was trying to hang on to get to the second intermission, only down 1-0, but they were down 2-0. However, 14 minutes left in the game, Tristan Lawrence, it's a great deflection.
Yeah, you know, I was saying, make a comment. I think that's the first slap shot I've seen on a line rush by a winger. It's kind of old school. We would call that old school now, but great hand-eye deflection there, and that made it a game.
A lot of people that came tonight to see Joey Cullen. Here's your glimpse of what he can do.
Yeah, you know, when you saw that play develop and you saw him going on that rush, you thought, oh no, he's open, and he gets it, and sure enough, he goes backhand forehand, and you know, you could tell he really wanted to score. He wanted to get on the score sheet, and he did.
You could see in his body language how that was building. And speaking of body language, Titan Bergeson showing why he's a Mr. Hockey finalist.
Yeah, LeGrand, I mean, does his best effort to get across. You know, he knows probably Bergeson's over there, and he gives a oh no moment, but Bergeson showing tons of poise, and there you have it. You know, another Mr. Hockey finalist in this lineup, and he finds his way onto the score sheet as well.
How hard is that to do, to have that kind of patience? You're a forward, and you know the goal is sitting there for you.
Yeah, you know, the play has to develop, and you have to have a little bit of time and look and see no one's coming at you. Goalie's on the ground, and then if you have the presence of mind, you can make it happen.
Tourney Stats brought to you by 7th Avenue Pizza, locally owned pub-style frozen pizza, perfect for hockey night and for every night. Last thoughts on this one before we move on to the next one is Moorhead takes that one more step toward their title defense.
Yeah, you know, I would say they got the job done tonight. You look at the attempted shot, 60. That shows how much zone time they had early in the game. I think the Cougars had a shot, but a couple things just slipped away from them.
Talked about this about a couple teams that we're going to see this weekend. Lakeville South, they weren't even supposed to get here. A lot of people had Farmington inked into the bracket, but Lakeville South not only gets here, but stares right into the face of the defending champs and gives them everything they could hope for.
Yeah, we got a good one coming up, the Hornets against the Huskies.
Andover and Edina, a couple teams we're used to seeing here at state, but Andover a little bit of a surprise this year, just like they were last year. We'll talk about that on the other side of the break as we get set for our last quarterfinal here at the Minnesota State Boys High School Hockey Tournament. Coming up next on 45 TV.
We all have those spaces in our homes. You know, the ones where things go to disappear, like your closet or garage. We're locally owned lake-to-lake closets and garages. We create custom storage systems that maximize your space, improve organization, and add value to your home. And when you call Lake-to-Lake Closets and Garages, you'll get a free visit from one of our designers to help you visualize your dream space and find your perfect storage solution. Lake-to-Lake Closets and Garages, a Minnesota company.
We live for this. All of this. The passion for the game, the drive to improve, the moment when the potential is unleashed. We all live for this. At Integris, we provide future-forward managed IT services that help organizations thrive. And we believe investing in youth athletics is investing in tomorrow's leaders. And that's why we live for this. Visit IntegrisIT.com to learn more about us.
Kia Sportage X Pro, now with all-wheel drive terrain mode. Kia, movement that inspires.
Spring has sprung, and your to-do list is growing. But there's no need to worry about your garage door. At Rise and Shine, we're here to make sure your door works as smoothly as your day. Speaking of spring, do you need new springs? Get a $79 garage door tune-up this season. Don't let broken springs get in your way. Rise up and make it a great clucking day.
Sunken or uneven concrete only worsens with time due to changing seasons, stress on the slab, or poorly compacted soil. Thankfully, American Waterworks offers proven, warranted solutions, typically less expensive than full replacement and more efficient and lightweight than mud jacking. Our methods are designed to last. After all, your sunken concrete won't get better with time, but it will with our modern solutions. Choose confidence, choose reliability, choose American Waterworks.
Find your passion. Find your people. Find your purpose. Find your superior.
Hello, hockey fans. This is the 45 TV News Update. I'm Kevin Dorn.
And I'm Lindsey Brown. Here's what's making news right now. A big change at the Department of Homeland Security. Secretary Kristi Noem is out, and U.S. Senator Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma will take over at the end of the month. President Trump announced Noem will become special envoy to the Shield of the Americas, a new security role. Noem has faced criticism over her handling of immigration operations in Minnesota after the killings of Brene Good and Alex Preddy by federal agents.
Minnesota and 23 other states are now suing President Trump over new global tariffs. They claim Trump is overstepping his powers with the planned 15% tariffs. The president says the taxes are needed to address trade deficits.
Six Flags is selling Valley Fair and 6 other parks. The Shakopee Amusement Park will remain open, and all employees will now have jobs with EPR Properties, the new owners. EPR plans to keep the Six Flags branding. They also are buying amusement parks in Michigan, Missouri, New York, Texas, and Canada. All season passes are being honored.
Golden Valley-based General Mills says it has removed artificial colors from all of its school food products months ahead of a summer deadline. General Mills plans to remove artificial colors from all its U.S. products by the end of 2027.
Now here's meteorologist Matt Serwi with the forecast from Minnesota's Weather Authority. Matt.
It's going to be a warm night across especially the southern half of the state, with temperatures still staying in the mid-40s. Could be slippery with some very light freezing fog along the North Shore. But we'll have rain moving in the Twin Cities, kind of on and off overnight into early Friday morning, drizzly and damp through the rest of the day, and then another surge of moisture in the afternoon. In between, mid and upper 50s across the southern half of the state, and still getting toward 50 in Brainerd and Hinckley. But colder air will start to wrap in. There's a winter weather advisory in effect tomorrow late in the day into Saturday morning, really the western half of the state and the Arrowhead. That's where we could see light freezing rain and snow make roads slippery. So let's walk through it. Tonight you can see the rain starting to move in across especially the southern half of the state. Just kind of damp and dreary as we go through tomorrow afternoon. And then another surge of moisture coming into the evening. You see the pink toward Brainerd, Alexandria, Wilmer, and Marshall. Roads could be icy already in that part of the state by 6 o'clock on Friday. And then the colder air starts to push toward the I-35 corridor. And notice we have a really small window in the Twin Cities where we could see freezing rain followed by slushy snow. It's not going to be a lot, but it could be enough to make roads slippery, especially in southwest Minnesota. Maybe a very light glaze of ice in the Twin Cities, followed by just a ½ inch of slush in the metro, 1 to 3 inches of snow up north. And I got to end with this. All's forgiven by Sunday, right? Upper 50s and low 60s across pretty much the whole state, almost spring-like on Sunday afternoon. Kevin and Lindsay?
Thank you, Matt. From Austin and Albert Lee to Isanti and the Iron Range, wherever you are, we hope you're enjoying the Boys State Hockey Tournament here on 45 TV.
We have a great 2A quarterfinal game coming up. Andover plays Edina next. Tomorrow, the action picks back up with the Class A semifinals beginning at 11 a.m. when Hibbing Chisholm takes on Matamidi. All semifinal games for both classes will be played tomorrow.
Then Saturday, it's time to crown new champions. 45 TV is your home for the Boys State Tournament. You can watch it on 45 or stream games at 45prep.com.
During the week, get your morning news, weather, and traffic on 45 TV from 7 to 9 a.m. and then again at noon. And we're back at 9 p.m. 7 days a week.
Wherever you are watching us from in the great state of Minnesota, enjoy the hockey tournament, everyone.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, we turn that opportunity into progress through unbiased research, education that empowers, and a community that lifts each other higher. SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're leading with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
Lake County's on the rage, nature's rhythm, center stage. Lake County, USA, nature's rhythm, center stage. All right.
We create our own paths.
We are leaders, innovators,
Creators. We are more than our majors.
I want to exceed my own expectations.
To be free to express my ideas. I am a part of something bigger.
Gusties show up for each other.
I want to push myself further.
This is about something deeper.
Reach far, dig deep, go beyond.
I'm Kelly Hansen from Twin Cities Live. If you're a hockey mom, you know about gear piling up in the mudroom. That's where Closet Factory comes in. They design custom storage systems built around your family's needs. Think shelving, drawers, and hooks that keep gear organized and easy to grab. You can even add custom garage cabinets with spots for breezers, skates, and gloves, so the stink stays outside. Score with Closet Factory. Schedule a free consultation and mention the word hockey to get $500 off.